Hello, y'all. How's it going? It is Friday. Yeah, it's Friday. And that's all I have to say about the date that it is. Friday, pretty straightforward. And it is time for viewer levels. I am just right now wiping my glasses clean. Don't mind me. Now I can start talking about things. Hello, everyone. Hey, Snowflake. Blitz Glock, Ruby Angel, everyone in chat. There's a bunch of y'all, and I'm, as always, happy to see you. Happy to see that y'all have gotten your levels in there, and happy for a number of reasons. Why am I going to? This is the wrong place to go to. Go to the course world. There we go. There's the place that we sit while I talk. How's it going, everyone? Couple things up top. Stream business before we begin. First off, let me say that this is going to be a lightning round only stream, as you might be able to tell from the title and the starting soon text. The reason? Pretty straightforward. This has been a week with a bunch of streams back to back in it. I'm doing I did a 6-hour stream last night, which I was very tired from in the morning, let me say. And I'm doing a big long stream tomorrow, which is also exciting. Let me explain what I mean by that. Birthday stream. That's the stream that's tomorrow. It's my birthday tomorrow, so I'm doing the long-awaited birthday stream. Excited to see it, Lord Bowser. Can't wait to play it. That's right. For my birthday tomorrow, I am playing for this year's birthday, I am playing Super Mario Galaxy 1 and 2, and I'll be switching games between the two of them every 5 lives I lose, and I'll refresh after I finish each world. I'll say, that'll be the gimmick. So that'll be tomorrow, that'll be starting at 4 p.m. Central, and going long, probably like 10 hours, I would say, is what I'm looking to do, roundabout 8 to 10 hours. 8 hours minimum, 10 hours is, upper end of that, I think. And that should be pretty fun, that should be pretty good. And also I think it'll be evergreen because, that's just a sort of stream conceit that I've done before. And it, even if it's not my birthday, like a week from now, you can go and watch that VOD, and I think you'll enjoy it, regardless of the context of birthday celebration or no. Right? Like, it doesn't have to... The thumbnail doesn't even have to mention it's a birthday stream after the fact, considering that it won't be my birthday after the fact, but, I think it's gonna be a fun time, and I also have a number of sub-goals for that. As you can see there, I've been doing this, random rareware replay, gimmick, where I've been playing random rareware games, and, there's only 2 of those left. I'll say the sub goal, which is active now, by the way, and is based on total sub points, so previous people who have subbed count towards that. So, 06i, you count towards it, for instance. You're already in there, Snowflake. You're good, you're good. You can only add 1 at once. You can only add 1 at once, let me say. So, there's a possibility to add a bunch more games. Let me show those games real fast. And, get that fucking down. Get the image down. There you go. So, at 5 sub points, we'll be adding Donkey Kong Country Game Boy Color. Then Conker Live and Reloaded, which I will note is a second version of Conker. I might have to play Conker twice if it gets added. I will have to, maybe not in a row, but eventually I'll have to play both versions of Conker's Bad Fur Day, Live and Reloaded and Bad Fur Day. Donkey Kong Land 1, 2, and 3 as a set, Donkey Kong 64, Conker's Pocket Tales, which I've never played. Diddy Kong Racing and Banjo Pilot will be added both at once, but they will be separate playthroughs. Maybe, I don't know, like, how long Banjo Pilot is. Maybe that's a 1 stream, 1 and done. And finally, if we get to the maximum amount of subs that are, put in there for the random rare playthrough gimmick, I will have to do DKC 2 and 3 on their hardest modes, which means no checkpoints and no whatever. You're already in the queue, Snowflake. The bot isn't smart enough to know to say like, oh, you're already in there. That didn't do anything. But don't worry about it. Also, if we get 50, that'll be Sonic 06 in full. That is a very bad game, and I'll do that in an additional stream a week to get that done. That's like pie in the sky though. 50 subs is a damn lot. I'd be very surprised if y'all hit that, but you know, the way this is set up is no matter how many of these we hit, we'll walk away with something. And I'll also say that you know, we are starting. We have this the sub goal is based on active subs, so we are starting at 3. So we only need 2 more to make it to the first goal. So that's cool. That's good. All right. Also check out that very unintrusive sub counter, which will be it will fit in very well during the Galaxy stream tomorrow, since that is based on the Galaxy UI and everything. Exciting, exciting, exciting. Looking forward to that. I'll also say, ignore that, I forgot to take a card out. Here we go. Little break after next week's Tuesday stream. That's right, so next Tuesday, and I'll show this calendar again, which, did I forget to update it? I did. I should have put it X over Thursday. I forgot about that. You know, a lot of things to prep before a stream. So next Tuesday's stream, Builder 64, where I'll be playing Mario Builder 64 for the first time. That'll be the last stream in a bit, because next Thursday I'm going to get LASIK done, and then I'll be recovering from that for a couple days, and maybe I'll be good to go by like the start of the following week. But I think I'm gonna just take it easy for a bit until the Friday stream, at which point I'll be back with viewer levels, and you know, I won't have glasses anymore, and ideally my eyes will be feeling great, and I'll be able to see great, and that'll be lovely. So bit of a stream, bit of a break coming up. There will be no Friday stream next week, and there'll be no Tuesday stream the week after, I'm pretty sure, and I think that'll be good. And also, like, right after that is the Switch 2, so that's exciting. Exciting times right now. Okay? I think we all, we got the idea. Birthday stream tomorrow. I'm excited, I'm happy to see people say that they will be there. Looking forward to see you, Lord Bowser, and anyone else who tunes in for that thing. It'll be a fun stream. And I thank you for the birthday wishes as well. Let's get into tonight's business. And again, let me just say, again, tonight, there it is, there's the level. Tonight, folks, it's time to start the viewer levels, but like I said, we will be starting those viewer levels in the lightning round. Tonight will be an all lightning round stream, on account of, again, 6-hour stream last night, probably like an 8 to 10 hour stream tomorrow. I want to have a slightly shorter viewer level stream tonight. What I'm looking to do is maybe 2 hours, 3 tops, like maybe 2.5 is what I'm estimating, but we'll see how this goes. We'll see how this goes. During the lightning round, how this works is if you're here, I will have 5 lives, 5 tries to beat the level at every level that comes my way. Though there are bonus heads, and the first under 3 conditions. 1, the first viewer who is here when their level comes up, which Caraspino is here. Excellent. 2, if a level has a below 1% clear rate. 3, super worlds. Those are the 3 conditions in which we get the bonus heads, and the bonus heads come in a variety of shapes, which we will randomize right now. We got Bowser. Nice. Oh, I could have done all bonus heads as well. It's fine. The bonus heads now have a pretty good, like, permissive condition where we only get them for levels we really need them in. Generally, I think, you know, like, really hard levels and levels that could be really hard. Like, you know, like Super World levels where we don't know the clear rate. That's why Super World levels are included in there, by the way, because you can't tell what the clear rate is going in. Let's do it! Oh, and if you're not here, it'll be very nearly but not quite sudden death, wherein I only have 2 tries to beat the level, refreshing at checkpoints. And, you know, I'll say, like, all you need to do to get from one mode to the other is just confirm your presence, and then I'll, have as many... I'll, you know, upgrade you to the regular, in case you were not present at first, present then. It's easy enough to convert 2 to 7. Doing good. This third run is totally the run. We fucking got this, folks. Gotta hit the on-off. Jump on these. This is the... Fuck! That run was going so good, I couldn't believe it. And now we're crashing back to reality. You know, for the third try on that level, with the previous 2 tries ending on the first screen, that was a pretty fucking good run. And I think we probably should feel good about that, but I would have liked to finish it. I would have liked to finish it. 4th try is the charm. Ah! Not quite. 3rd try. That was the charm. Do we need the reds? I don't know. Okay, this is, you know, once we're past the initial hurdle, it's not so bad. So let's just relax and we'll do it. Did I ask how y'all are doing? I hope y'all are doing well. Oh, that's a fun gimmick. Bad. Getting farther. Getting farther. This is going well. Feel like these couple of jumps up front are like the hardest ones in the level. And after that, you know, it's pretty doable. Also feel like I've gotten into the groove, you know? Anyway, I'll say for tonight, I have limited myself to 12 cards, with stuff on them that I want to discuss, you know, 12 of the cards that I do. So, fuck. So, should be a good, you know, balance of, things to discuss. Should have some nice conversations, but also should, you know, shouldn't go too long, I reckon. Though, you know, let's see. Who can say? Perhaps, you know, we always have the option to talk about things that aren't written on cards, and, talk about other stuff. And I'll say, like, for tomorrow's stream, I'm planning on going in raw dog, you know? I'm planning on doing no cards, as it were. And just, sort of winging it. I'm talking about whatever I feel like in the moment. Dang, that's the first level, such as the lightning round. Thank you, Karasfino. Feel free to, let me say, for anyone curious how this all works. If I can't beat a level in the lightning round, or otherwise, don't take it to mean that you can't, resubmit it. You can resubmit it tonight, another night, whenever's good. Whenever you want. It's all cool. It's all good. Let me hit dismiss and bring up the next one. By 06i, go ahead and confirm 06i. Hell yeah. 06i says, hi, perfect. That's exactly what I was looking for. I did not look at my notifications before starting the stream. I probably should. Good to get those cleared out. Refresh the lives. And I know this is a super world. This is the super world, right? This is the super world? If so, we got Toadette heads. Let's do some cards. Let's start the card process. Here's the first one. Did you hear about Giant Bomb going independent? 06i says no. I mean, to be fair, if people don't know Giant Bomb, it's hard to know that they've gone independent. I talked about Giant Bomb a bunch 2 weeks ago because at that point it seemed like they were hitting troubles. Their parent company had like basically shut down all their stuff on account of, I don't know, someone up top realized they were, oh, it's not the world? Gotcha. Someone up top realized they were filthy as fuck and like, you know, just like casually went into adult conversations all the time, you know, that are like fun and gross and good, you know. Got a little bit blue, you know what I mean? Got a little bit, said the F word a bunch, things like that, and they weren't pleased, so they stopped them from streaming, and also fired some members of the staff. At which point, and that was the same day as Polygon went down, by the way, at which point it seemed like it was all over, at which point, like, over the weekend, last weekend, there was a PAX panel, and everyone from Giant Bomb at once, like the day before, said, please come and watch our PAX panel. Please come to our PAX panel and watch. And people went to the PAX panel, and they announced at the PAX panel, like, yo, we got it. We got the IP. It's ours now. It's independently owned. They sold it to us. What the fuck? You know? And, you know, in the last week, they have started to, you know, enjoy their freedom and also lean back into subscriptions because now all the subscription money goes directly to them instead of, like, some faceless corporation that was, really neglecting them in a bad way. There's the crew, all 4 of them that were at PAX, and also Mike Minotti, who was at Disney World at the time, having a good time, not being with the rest of the 5 who are now all co-owners, and that's pretty fucking cool. I've watched a bunch of, like, collabs and stuff, and, you know, former Giant Bomb people, like, discussing with the current Giant Bomb people. The podcast that Jeff Gersman did where he talked with Dan Reichert about the whole thing was an incredible thing. Just like the co-founder of Giant Bomb and the co-owner of Giant Bomb just like laughing, going like, oh my god, like 10 years ago when it got sold to the corporations, that was a whole fucking thing, and now that's over and it's all independent and, you know, neat. Also, they did their Blight Club thing, on Wednesday. Blight Club is one of my favorite Giant Bomb things that they do. It's where they dress up in cosplay and they play extremely bad games. And you can see from this, like, animated gif there of, like, Mike Minotti, coming into camera dressed as the main character from Rascal, an extremely bad PlayStation game. And you can see, like, you know, he looks really cool, first off. And second off, you can see, like, the 2 others just losing their minds as he comes into frame. And it's fucking good, and I love I love Blight Club. Would recommend Blight Club. That'd be, like, the one show of Giant Bomb where it's like, check out Blight Club. Like, that's a hell of a good stream feature. It's incredible stuff. I'm really enjoying the new season. That Rascal game looks terrible, and Minotti, he looks so cool. I'll say, you know, let me just say, like, I said last week, or the week before, right, that, like, I was excited either way, no matter what happened, because I figured whatever happened, gotta get the comments off, whatever happened, the Giant Bomb folk would be free, right? They'd be free to do whatever they want, and, you know, they would probably go and form their own website, or, you know, their own Twitch channel, etc., their own Patreon-type outlet thing, if not full independence, and, you know, turns out they got full independence. There's some weird slowdown here. I don't know if you can tell, but my physics feels slightly off. Like, it's just a little bit laggy in a way that, honestly, I could detect even before the fireballs started up. But, you know, just in the way that the game feels a little bit sloggy, you know? But, yeah. Interesting. It's interesting. Be more careful. I'll say again, you know, whatever would have happened, whether they, got the brand as they did, or if they say, you know, if they were able to just go like, okay, we're leaving, a couple of us got fired, and the rest of us, like, waited patiently and then, you know, either got fired and left, you know, to join up with the new thing. You know, if they had started a new site and gone like, it's party mode. That was the name that was going around in rumors, by the way. People were saying party mode. Party mode? Which, I think party mode is an excellent name for a games outlet. Certainly beats the pants off of like Nextlander, for instance. That's right up there with like No Clip and some other ex-Giant Bomb folks. Remap and Waypoint. It's about as good as those, I would say. Which is to say it's very good. But they didn't have to do that. They instead got the rights to just continue on. And I think that's just lovely. I think that's just great. And I've really enjoyed seeing their content be back. You know what I mean? Interesting. That's a really cool little gimmick there with these fireballs. How the hell do you... Oh, they bounce off a wall. That's how they work. They bounce off whichever wall is there. And just proceed through the wall that isn't. Makes sense. This is a really very neat level. These guys kind of sound like, you know, when Kazooie is spitting out like 100 eggs at once. That's what those guys sounded like. Oh my god. You know, I've said before that every week I see, on the stream where I play viewer levels every week, I see new things I've never seen every week. This is one of those times where I'm seeing something new I've never seen. Once again, y'all have showed me something new. I have played over 2,000 hours of this game. This is new. Oh my god, this is so well timed too. Like there was a gap just as long as I needed a gap to be in the fireballs. That's amazing. I will frequently, I am actively handing it to y'all. You do good work. Extraordinary. Oh, checkpoint refreshes my doodads. Brilliant. Good. Okay. Okay, we got a fireball situation now. I see what the score is. I'm locked in this room. There we go. Anyway. Very nice. Very good. Fantastic level, 06i. You found a really good one for us tonight. I loved it. Let me hit complete. GG indeed. Robbie Angel is up next, and Robbie Angel is present. Fantastic. I'll say, really enjoying the new era of Giant Bomb, it being back. I think that the five co-owners are like the 5 that I would trust with the future of the site. You know, they're the 5 that I would pick. Minotti, Dan Reichert, Mike Minotti, Dan Reichert, Gian Ochoa, Jeff Bacalar, Jeff Grubb. All 5 of them are just like the perfect stewards of the of Giant Bomb. And I trust them to come up with some stupid shit and to make some shows that I believe that they can put up something new that's as dumb and as funny as Blight Club is on Wednesdays. I'm really quite pleased with their output so far. I mean, I'll say, like, I probably don't have it in me to watch, like, all of it. Like, I watch and listen to all of it like I once did. And I feel like already I'm thinking, like, okay, well, I'll probably just stick with Morning Mess and the Dump Truck and Blight Club and maybe Quick Looks and stuff. But I don't know. I need the Bombcast. The Bombcast. I don't know if gaming podcasts really. I'll say I'm really behind on all my gaming podcasts right now. Honestly. Hello. You gotta put the ad at the start of the message. No hello, Japanese viewer. That's why the bot won't pick it up. I believe. You have to start the message with hello. I'm really excited to see, like, where they go with the sites. Really quite pleased with it so far. Probably will pick and choose, like, what I want to watch specifically because, you know, they make a lot of content, you know, and especially, like, if you count Morning Mess Decides or Game Mess Decides, if you count, like, the satellite shows of everyone on there, you know, like, Disney, 90s Disney from Minotti, and Fire Escape from Dan. If you watch all that stuff, and I'll say I'm super behind on Fire Escape, despite it being one of my favorite podcasts. I'm super behind on Fire Escape, I'm super behind on MinMax, I'm super behind on a lot of podcasts, honestly, to where, you know, I kind of think like, oh, well, Giant Bomb Bombcast was a big part of my life, but yeah, if I'm going to catch up on one gaming podcast, probably would be Fire Escape. And maybe MinMax, considering that's like, you know, I think that they kind of run the best general purpose podcast, gaming podcast that's out there. No shade to the Bombcast, it's just that, you know, what are we doing here? Gotta get it over. I see what we need to do. We need to, like, juggle this POW without actually hitting it. Just don't know, like, how we get it over this pipe. Oh, what the hell? You can... That's... The physics here is really peculiar. Well, let me just say, if we were to time out, that would count for all of our lives, so let's keep that in mind. That is how the lightning round works, and that is how it's always, well, that's how it's worked for years and years, and it is a good compromise that keeps things moving, you know, in cases of levels like this. I think that rule was first initiated like a couple of months after the lightning round. Might have been a couple of months after the start of the lightning round, a couple years ago, so, you know, maybe it wasn't there from the very start, but was pretty quick that I ran into a level like this where you need a rule like that, you know? The first time a level like this came up, it was very much like, oh, okay, hang on. I can fix this. There we go. There's the ruling. I'll also say, as far as Giant Bomb goes, like, a few more thoughts about Giant Bomb. I do think that the way that I have... One thing that's great about the return of proper Giant Bomb under independent ownership is that they're doing Quick Looks again, which is a type of video feature that was really, like, one of my favorite things, like, during the 10s, right? Basically what it is they just play a video game, and they do it for about an hour, and they sort of show you, like, what's the deal with the video game. And it's like, basically, instead of doing a review to figure out, like, okay, what's going on with this game, you just watch someone play it for an hour. And they were, you know, the Quick Looks started before live streams were really a thing, before unedited video of games was really a thing. So it started off, you know, they were kind of ahead of their time, and then, even after, like, live streams started, it still was one of the best ways to get a grasp of, like, basically every game that was coming out in a week, back when Giant Bomb was basically covering every game that came out in a week, and it was incredible. And I do feel like since the Quick Look format died during the pandemic, that I have a much looser grasp of like video games that I'm not playing, right? Like if I didn't play it, I don't know what it looks like, and I don't know like if it's looks interesting to me. Whereas before, I could watch a quick look and go like, okay, this looks boring to me, pass, or oh, this is interesting. This might be good. I'll buy it. You know? I'll say though, I do think that the way that I consume media has changed a fair bit in the last couple of years, you know, especially with me starting my own channel and doing streams and stuff on the regular. Hello, Doshi Bros. You know, back when I was watching quick looks like every quick look religiously, I was not doing any sort of streams like you know, like I do now. Whereas now, you know, Giant Bomb's first quick look back in action was Doom Eternal, and I looked at that and went, well, I'm going to be playing Doom Eternal for the first time on stream on Thursday, so I don't want to see that because I don't want to go in, I want to go in blind, you know? In a lot of ways now, I like to go in blind on games that I know I'm gonna get, because then I can, you know, have my first reaction be on air oftentimes, assuming that I do a stream for it, which I don't always do. But sometimes I do, and sometimes that's fun. And then I can look back in posterity and be like, there's the moment that I realized that Doom, the Dark Ages, has like, you know, spoilers. But apparently this was in trailers, so maybe it's not a spoiler. I didn't know about the mecha that were in Doom, the Dark Ages until I played it, and I saw that I was getting into a mech suit, and I was so excited. Check out that VOD yesterday if you want to see that honest to God, just reaction. Earlier in the second level, I was like, oh man, hey, there's like a guy in a mech suit. Why aren't I in a mech suit? And then like, I got to the end of that level, and it's like, here's a mech suit, and I was just like, fucking fuck, I gotta play that level now. We can't stop now. We gotta keep going. By the way, Doom, the Dark Ages, seems fucking good. That's like the big takeaway from yesterday's stream. Though I did like a couple others of the games that I played. Let me just say, a couple other of the Game Pass games that I played. I do a Game Pass thing where I play a bunch of Game Pass games in a row, bounce around style, sort of semi-randomly. It's a fun bit. And I'll say, like many things I do, it is on some level inspired by Giant Bomb. You know, Giant Bomb has a feature called Demo Derby, where they get a demo disc and they play everything that's on the demo disc. And that's just a really good feature, just like a random smatterings of games from a certain era. And I feel like it's kind of fun to just see a bunch of games in a row, bounce around style. Also, Dan Reichert's bounce around streams also an influence on like me wanting to do bounce around streams. You know, a lot of how I do things is Giant Bomb influenced, you know? That's just, it was very, very important to me during the early like 10s and crap, you know? During the 10s. And even now, even today, I love all the people on there, and like I'm consuming a lot of content. I'm most curious about what they're gonna do that's brand new, but like you know, I'm happy for old staples to return as well. The second, I don't know why it's so hard to get the second one. We got 30 seconds left. We're cooked. We're done. I wouldn't expect us to hit it here. That's it. That's gonna be it. We have 4 seconds. It's done. Cool challenge, Robbie. We ran out of time. And that means we lose an appropriate number of lives, as you do for like a timeout level like this. Cool stuff. Difficult as hell. I'm surprised people, half the time people play it, people beat it. I'm surprised by that. I mean, could I do it with another 500 seconds? I don't know. You know, I didn't mention 2 subscriber perks that exist for every subscriber of the channel. 2 perks the subscribers have. One is that they can skip to the front of the line at any time. Skip to the front of the line using the Express Pass, though you only get 3 lives with the Express Pass. The second one is they can do an instant refresh, which takes my lives back up to 7 at any point. Well, specifically when I run out of lives, but you know, they can do it during their own level or any other level, no matter what mode we're in. If we're in sudden death, if we're you know, in the lightning round. Well, so long as lives are in play, you can use it. And tonight, lives are always in play. Let me hit dismiss, and we'll go to the next one. I'm so happy Giant Bomb is back. I would have supported them no matter where they went, I'll say. And I will also say that I am subscribed to their like subscription thing, which did go up in price for what it's worth. For the first time in ages, I'm happy to support their content and hope to see some good-ass crap. Here, let me enter that level for you, Japanese viewer-son. The issue was that you did put the ad at the front of the sentence. You have to sort of start the message with the ad, like that. I understand, it's a difficult thing to explain across a language barrier, you know? Snowflake is up. Snowflake, please confirm. Let me hit next for you, Snowflake. Hey, Sha. How's it going? Snowflake says hi. Excellent. Thank you for level, Sha. Let me do another card. Did you hear about Elon Musk's Grok fixating on white genocide? This was a fun story this week. Y'all see this crap? This, happened, like, on Wednesday? And I think it's over now, but it was still very funny. Here we go. So it had to do with, like, the like, basically what happened is that Grok, which is X's shitty AI, started replying to every message that it got with information about white genocide and, like, other stuff that's, like, you know, basically South African, racist conspiracy theories. You know, the kind what Elon Musk likes to parrot, basically. Coincidentally, Elon Musk is the owner, operator of Twitter now and has been for a while, and, you know, he's been pretty busy ruining it one thing at a time. Pretty much everyone doesn't feel like everyone reputable has already fled the platform, like during the whole, you know, start of the year situation with the politics and all, and the you know, what are we calling that? The salute from the heart. That whole situation after that, everyone was like, okay, well, the door's right there. So, like, you know, it's not in a good place anymore, but, yes, that's right, I am accepting levels bid bad, Brock. Go ahead and submit. I just think it's very funny to see the streaming, the bot just, like, segue neatly into white genocide. Regarding white genocide, made me laugh very much. It is just a fascinating, shitty thing that, like, happened the other day. And I think it is just so dumb. It's so dumb. Just, like, it is such a dumb thing to, like, you know, first off, it's a good indicator, like, okay, with AIs, you gotta be careful because their corporate owners can easily, like, put their thumb on the scale and try to, like, make it so, like, oh, suddenly the AI is pro South African conspiracy theory, insofar as, thinking, like, oh, well, now the genocide is happening in reverse. The white people are being genocided in South Africa, and it's like, y'all know that, like, it was a whole thing in South Africa where, like, black South Africans were super we're super apartheided. You know, that was like a super big bad thing that happened. And also, apparently, there is no proof of any of the conspiracy theories that that Elon Musk believes in big, but, you know, it is a scary thought to think like these services that some people, not me, some people super believe in could be just like instantly brainwashed to be super conservative or something. It is also worth noting that it failed, and every time he brought it up, the ex Grok brought up white genocide, it was like, so regarding white genocide, it's kind of not real, there's kind of no evidence on it, but some people believe in it, I guess. You know, it kind of like was not presenting the most pro white genocide perspective that perhaps Elon Musk was looking for, but it's still very funny to me. And I'll say, like, when this happened, I saw that and I went, man, people might know, viewers of this stream might know, I'm always looking for what the name of like the VOD is going to be like when it goes up on YouTube after the fact. And I just looked at that and go like, man, I cannot call this VOD regarding white genocide. That's just right out. That's just no, that's can't do that. No. Don't. But also, it is very funny to me, the phrase, regarding white genocide, just as a complete fucking non sequitur. Apparently it was fixed, and they said, like, yes, someone who will not be named made a change in the database at, like, 3 a.m. in an attempt, a misguided attempt, to make Grok super white South African conspiracy theorist. And, you know, you gotta wonder, like, okay, who at X is big into, you know, South African conspiracy theories? Also, they didn't say employee, so what does that mean? They just said someone, basically, which means that, yeah, it was probably the CEO. Who's up at 3 a.m., getting hot and steamy about South African conspiracy theories? It's Elon Musk. That dude's such a fucking weirdo, loser, dumbass motherfucker. Goddamn. His shit cannot get rocked fast enough, honestly. He really sucks. And, fuck him, basically. Anywho, that's that thought. Great level, Snowflake. Hope you enjoyed me, just talking about South African conspiracy theories over it. Sorry, that's just very funny to me. Regarding white genocide, just brilliant, just example of how shitty AI can be and how just, you know, it's all so dumb. It's all so dumb. Hell yeah, let's keep going. Blizz Glock is up next. Blizz Glock just said list. Excellent. Good. You are here. I have for this next card a sort of a bit of a grab bag. You know, like I said, I wanted to make sure that there were only like 12 cards, and that meant that on one card, I just put like 5 news stories on it. Did you see GameCube controllers? Yes, there were GameCube controllers earlier this week. I managed to order one, and I did overnight shipping to kind of make sure, I want to make sure like it's here as soon as possible. If I could get it like day one and have it there for the night one stream, that would be excellent. The tech specs were revealed. I really can't make heads or tails of these, but people say they're pretty interesting and pretty good, so, you know, maybe find someone who understands them and knows, like, oh, what does this imply? Is this better than we expected? Worse than we expected? How does it compare to a Stream Deck? I think it's gonna be pretty good, honestly. There's custom switches at the what's it called? The LA something or other? The LA Nintendo store? You can get custom Switch colors. Switch 1 colors, that is. Kind of seems a little late for that, but whatever. There's a new Diddy Kong design. Here it is. You can see now he has a slightly rounder belly. His hat has a pin on it, and he has like nostrils and stuff. Also, his eyes are no longer connected, but there is like they're touching but not connected. So that's cool. Here's before, after. Before, after. Basically what happened is that Nintendo switched out a thumbnail that was this thumbnail for this thumbnail, and you can see that it's a different design. Pretty much now, I think, confirmed pretty much for Bonanza, I feel like. Also, it's worth noting, kind of lines up with the movie design. The movie has more of a separation between the eyes, but the pin is definitely like right out of the movie. Same pin. Finally, HBO Max. Max is going back to being HBO Max. Yes, he has teeth now as well, that's true. Good catch, Lord Bowser. There's a number of small differences. The nostrils, the eyes, the hat. Slight differences in body shape. It's a good redesign, I think. I'm really happy with it. Also, speaking of good redesigns, Max, going back to HBO Max, that is a good change. They should have done that ages ago. It was a better name, and I hope they learned their lesson. They didn't learn their lesson. No way they learned their lesson on that. And, you know, it is worth asking, how many times has the name changed? The HBO name changed. And according to AI, a couple times, and also, maybe consider white genocide being a thing. It's not a thing. It's not a thing. You blue screen? Dang, Blizzglock. You're good, though. You're good. Don't worry about it. I counted you as here. I know you can't hear me because of ads. What can you do? I don't know how y'all watch the ads all the time. I kind of the channels I always like watch regularly. I tend to sub to just to like get rid of ads and stuff. They're so disruptive to the watching, but you know, whatever you gotta do, I understand. You can't sub to everyone. Though I'll say, if you do have a Prime sub, that is a free sub that you can use. And right now, it goes towards a sub goal that, you know, a sub goal for the birthday stream, which can add additional playthroughs. Also, if we get up to 50, I will commit to, like, you know, I will commit to Sonic 06 in full as a separate full playthrough. All the campaigns, whole 9. I should say that again. But, like, you know, honestly, unless someone, like, drops a bunch of fucking subs, I'd be very surprised if we hit that, you know? I'd be very surprised. No, that many subs has never come in before. But, you know, I like to offer a stretch goal during, I like to offer a whole range of goals from 5 subs to, 50. I like to offer a whole range of subs, you know, or goals when doing fun sub goals like that, so, you know, it's cool, it's good. Don't worry, we'll get what we get. Anywho, this seems like a nice traditional level, and indeed, I have finished it. Was this a Super World level? I probably should have had the things. That's right, Crump and Pump. Let's go indeed. That name sounds so, it paints a picture. Hello, Tivu, as well. How you doing? How's everyone doing tonight? Again, birthday stream tomorrow. Tune in. It'll be fun. You know this lightning round gimmick with the 5 lives? And, you know, I have to give up when I run out of the lives? Mario Galaxy 1+2 switching games every 5 lives. Basically, it'll be like this. I don't even have to make a new UI element because it's Mario. You know, I'll just use the same heads. Happy 6-year Mario Maker? Well, I'm older than that, Aunt Trey, but I appreciate it as well. So work in progress. Originally, you're going for a Lost Levels Super World, but you consider starting over from scratch using new ones, using New Super Mario Brothers? Yeah. A Lost Levels for Super Mario Brothers 3. I'll say I'm not the biggest fan of Lost Levels. You know, I feel like Lost Levels is like the start of Troll Levels, you know? I feel like Lost Levels is very much just like where troll levels began and things like that, right? Like, it's like, okay, there's troll design, there's a pick-a-pipe. I mean, there's kind of some pick-a-pipe just in regular Mario Brothers, but it's not quite as pronounced as with Lost Levels. So I'm curious if you just mean like, no, like a sequel to 3. That'd be good. I think that'd be great. And I bet that's really what you mean. Honestly. You don't mean like a Dicky 3. 3 but a dick. Bowser, go ahead and confirm. Do what you gotta do. And let me punch in this thing. And yeah, I'll say by Lost Level you just mean they're a little more challenging. Okay, that's not so bad. How are we doing on cards? Are we going through them at a good rate? We're like an hour in. We've done like a couple of cards. We could keep doing a card per level. Okay, this will give Bowser a time to confirm as well. Hey, what do you think? The back buttons on the Switch 2 Pro controller. Map the stick clicks? Something I've been thinking about the last few days is the Pro controller, the new Pro controller, which you know, hey, there's Lord Bowser, excellent. You know, is like the original one, insofar as it's just a very nice basic controller with very nice triggers, and look at that, it's a beautiful controller. But also it has these back buttons that you can assign independently, and you can do them different ways in different games. And what I was thinking is, I would kind of like to default to those to clicking the stick, because I feel like there's a lot of times when the clicking a stick input doesn't make sense, you know? I like clicking the stick in certain cases, like clicking the stick to sprint, to duck, or to do one melee attack. Those 3 inputs feel good, but there's a lot of times, like, say, in games like Axiom Verge, for instance, where it's like where it asks you to do like something gameplay heavy, like, okay, click and hold the stick to do this thing, and it's like, no, it's not a button. It doesn't feel good to like click and hold. It's more of an incidental input, I feel, and the idea of being able to put those on the back, that sounds really good. That sounds like the way to do, and I'm thinking that's how I will map it. What are y'all planning to do with those back buttons? Yeah, you can't edit it per game. That's true, you can't edit it per game. Off the top of my head, I think I might just make it standard one way, just a click stick. But then again, you know, like, it would be handy in, like, Mario Kart to make it so, like, you don't have to hold down A, you can hold down the back button instead. Also, can you edit all the buttons to be remapped a certain way, or just the back panels? How does that work? I probably should have watched that video that they put up on Nintendo Today, but is that just for the back buttons, or is that for all the buttons? Like the way that you can remap things now, but on a per-game basis? If so, that's fucking great. Like, hey, that function has been handy in cases, but also you always have to undo it after you finish, you know, playing Metroid Prime, but with original controls. You know, with, like, B as your shoot button and X as your, or as Y as your jump button. You can remap the back buttons easier. For others, go to settings. Dang. What am I doing? That was such a fucking throw. I don't think this is even that hard. It's just, I mean, it's not. I just got a little bit impatient on account of, like, the mushroom was getting away from me. Listen to that. Hey, VG Awesome, how you doing? Listen to that. Isn't that sound effect weird? The low gravity spin jump sound effect? I didn't know it was that weird in New You. Kind of weird, isn't it? Sounds wrong. I don't know. Again with the things, you know, over 2,000 hours playing this game. I don't think I've ever heard that spin sound effects distorted like that. Sounds off. People don't use low gravity that often, I guess, is the thing. And let alone, like, low gravity in the New You theme. It's like, you know, maybe it's rarer than that even. Is it the same sound effects in World? Might be the same sound effects in World, I don't know. I bet it's not the same sound effects in World. I'm just gonna go out on a limb. I don't know. Speaking out my ass here, as you do. The acorn glide sound sounds normal. Spin sound effect, the only one that's weird. Doesn't matter. I'll also say a piece of news that didn't make a card, and it just came out like yesterday, so I kind of didn't have time. I thought about like changing some of the items on that thing to make room for it, but there was a post. First off, Killer Instinct Gold came out on Nintendo 64 Online. I already have that like twice over from Real Replay and Killer Instinct Xbox, so it doesn't matter to me much. Second, they did announce like a bunch of games being updated on day one. You know, Switch games being updated for Switch 2. That's fantastic. Can't wait to try those out on launch night and, you know, be like, oh, look at how nice Mario Odyssey looks. Mario Odyssey is gonna look really nice, I bet. There's not that much to say about, though. It's just a nice, it's just nice. I don't know. Thank you for the level. Let me go ahead and hit complete. Bring up the next one. Happy Gamer. Happy Gamer, go ahead and confirm. You know what to do. Keep going on these cards. We've been going around an hour now. And we're not like halfway done with the cards, so we're kind of going at the right pace for like a 2.5 hour stream, I think. Though actually, you know, we got more levels in queue than we have cards left. At some point we should close if I want to really do 2.5. Maybe at like the 1.5 hour point? I'll think about it. Let's think about it. Let's say, you know, let's say 7:45 for like looking to close the queue and get things rolling. We did take like 15 minutes to start the stream proper, so I think that'd be a fair time to start coming to a conclusion. Okay, cool. I have been rewatching Legend of Korra. Last week I talked about watching the first book, and like over that weekend I watched the next 2 books, both of which were fucking great. I'll say I think that the beginnings episode of Korra, that 2-parter, is like one of the best. That's probably, I think, the best single piece of Avatar franchise, you know, the 2-parter where you learn the origins of the Avatar. That is just the best bit. And there you go. There's the cue. I think that's the best part of Avatar in general. Season 2 is really good, I feel like, with the whole. I feel like with Season 2, right? Okay. The thing that's great about Season 2. Crap. What was the clear rate here? I didn't see. Let me check. And also let me refresh my lives. Oh, this is below 1%. We do get bonus heads here. Excellent. Let me randomize them. Bowser. Rio's beautiful. Oh, wait. We only get random bonus heads if people are here, so we need to wait. Let me wait a second and see if Happy Gamer appears. Okay. I'll say Season 2 of Korra, I feel like it can be a little uneven. You know, it is the first time that, like, the crew starts to, like, split apart and be doing different things on different, like, you know, in different parts of the world, even. And I feel like that is maybe a weakness of Korra, that the crew doesn't stay together more. But I do think Season 2 of Korra, Book 2 of Korra, has my favorite character in Korra, which is Varric. Varric is just, like, the fucking best. Varric is hilarious. Varric is funny in every scene that he's in, and I'm happy that he has such a role in Season 2, and then more in Season 3 and 4. Yeah, you can't use the next command, Snowflake. Only I can do that. And I don't actually use it because it's easier to just use it from the phone and more foolproof, I find. I don't know. Varric's fucking great, and I enjoyed him. And Season 3 is also fantastic. There's two things in Season 3 I love. I love the airbending plots. I love that subplot for, like, what it does for the world. And two, I love the villains insofar as, like, you know, it's really cool that they managed to get, spoilers, an airbending villain to be, like, cool and threatening and stuff. I do feel like, you know, I do feel like that dude has a little bit of the, like, of the leftist villain tropes, you know, like, there's, like, a certain trope in, like, leftist villains where it's like, okay, my political point of view, right, is that I'm anti-monarchy. And also I want to kill the main character, you know? Those are my two things that I believe in. And you're just like, okay, well, the first thing makes sense, and I'm, you know, I hear that and go like, oh, that's a pretty reasonable thing to do. The Earth Queen is, like, terrible. Like, clearly, materially. But, like, you know, Corey didn't do nothing. I understand you're the villain and you gotta be like, you gotta do the thing. But, you know, it's not quite as coherent a worldview as it should be, you know. You know, he's really cool, though. I like him a lot, despite that little bit of, like, just, you know, having to play the villain, you know? Having to be like, also, I kick puppies. I'm not just only anti-corrupt monarchy, I'm also anti-puppy. You know, I like him regardless of that because his gimmick, his airbending, his philosophical bent is just fascinating to me. And started watching book 4, haven't finished it. Sort of decided to take my time a little bit with it and not just kill it off this week. But season 4 is also great. Kuvira is a good is a great character for that. The whole plot with the Earth Kingdom. I do feel also like Kuvira also has like a I kick puppies thing, insofar as she has to be like super heel to be a villain. You do one at a time, VG awesome, and then you come up. Yeah. Villains with good intention but going about them in the wrong way or conjecting their good intentions with something wrongfully. Yeah, I mean, that's like, in some ways, that could be a recipe for a great villain, but if you can't buy it, it's like, okay, well, you know, I don't know if you have cause to be this, like, uppity, you know, to come after Avatar in this way, but okay, I understand that we have to have, y'all have to face off, whatever. It's a good show, and, I'll probably finish it off this week. Hey, Rock Party, how you doing? I'll probably finish it off this weekend, next weekend, I don't know. Fuck! Probably by the next time there's a viewer level stream, which again, I'll say I'll be, on break for a bit on account of LASIK next week. So, the next viewer level stream will be in 2 weeks from now. Again, 2 weeks from now on the next viewer level stream because of LASIK. Let me, hit, dismiss. We did not finish this one, and Happy Gamer did not confirm. So we're moving on to 06i, who, 06i, you're here, right? I think 06i was chatting a minute ago. Spin FX. That was the level before this one. 06i, say a thing. Do the thing. Do the thing, 06i. I love that catchphrase of Varric's, do the thing. I feel like I'm kind of talking about a thing and just like saying the thing sometimes. I wonder if part of that is because of, you know, characters like Varric, you know, of like his catchphrase, do the thing. Hello, Snow. I know you're Snow. Let's do the thing. Let's play the level. Get it punched in. Hell yeah. I think I got something between my teeth. I'll have to go at it with like a pick at some point. Good shit, good shit. Really enjoying that show again. I'll say I did have a card, but I decided not to did I have room for that card? I might have had room for that card. Okay, we'll see. We'll see when we'll pull the next card, actually. If I made room for it or not. Let's do the level. Can you do it in an order of my level? Someone else's level? My level? The way that it works, VG Awesome, is that you resubmit, and then you wait your turn again. And I'll say, like, sometimes to go through the entire Super World, it will take weeks. That is just, you know, unavoidable, right? It's just an unavoidable part of, the thing. This is cool. Good, Oh, it's only temporary. I didn't realize that. That's cool. The way that it works is that we do levels first come, first serve. And, you know, it can be a while's wait until your level comes back again, until you're able to do, like, a whole Super World, but I'll say that people have, in the past, done that. There have been people who have submitted their levels one level at a time, week in, week out, and, you know, eventually we've gotten them done. In fact, we've looped around on some of them. And, I think on Lord Bowser, have we finished your Super World multiple times? I feel like there's at least one or two that we've done a whole loop on account of, you know, time being long. And such. It's just not fair to everyone else to, you know, get multiple in a row. Generally. BG Awesome, you understand. A lot of people have Super Worlds of a traditional style that they're putting in queue, you know? It's not a unique thing, even in case of, even in your case, you know, even assuming you have, like, a traditional Super World where each level doesn't take that much time. That said, like, hey, we're doing the lightning round, so levels will happen as quickly as humanly possible. This is really cool. Hey, the subworld is a dark world now, and every time we hit the switch, you know, walls either form or disappear, and also the lights come on. This is a really cool variation of, like, the, like, the loopy lights gimmick. I made a level with the loopy lights gimmick, but I didn't also have, like, a, you know, platform on-off gimmick. That's an amazing combination. That's like, wow, that's beautiful. I mean, I had my own additional gimmick. My level also had, like, the things that you hit were also bouncies that you bounced off. Please stop saying bad words. You know, I don't believe that some words are bad. Well, I don't believe that those words are bad. There are bad words that I would say, you know, that I don't say, such as slurs and things of that nature. Right, I forgot to do the thing. I forgot to do the thing. We gotta remember to do the thing here. We can't proceed in the dark, basically. You know, there are words that are not safe for work, but that doesn't mean they're bad, right? Like, it's you know, hey, just words. Also, I do believe that, like, you know, I do believe the kids have, like, heard worse, you know? No one submitted more than one level, don't worry about it. Only one can be submitted at once. VG Awesome. Very cool, yeah. Gotta do the thing. You know, I think Korra talk is over, but I'll be saying do the thing for the rest of the stream. Let's have do the thing be like the title pull rather than regarding white genocide. That's a better like that's a better reference, I think. It's not the current events, you know, but it positively identifies this stream. This is the one where I said do the thing a bunch of times, and then I did the thing. Julie is a great character too in that show. She's great. Let me hit complete. Great level 06i. That was fantastic. These aren't from the Super World now. You're doing was that one from the Super World? I forget if that one was from the Super World, right? That was one of the better ones. That's one of the best ones from the Super World. Doshi Bro is up. Doshi Bro just said GG in the Twitch chat. We are good. Excellent. Hey, how about another card? Reached 700 reviews and backlogged. Number 700 was a certain game. That's right. Recently, I've been getting back on the backlog thing, which is a website where you can put in, like, game reviews and stuff, and, like, your collection. And I recently, have been getting back into that, trying to fill out the you know... A couple of years ago, I started, like, bringing my collection en masse over, and then I sort of stopped around 650. And then, like, a couple weeks ago, when I heard the Giant Bomb news, I restarted in earnest. Now that Giant Bomb is, like, back on its feet, like, I kind of don't have to get my list off Giant Bomb anymore, but Backlogged is a better site for that now, and a much more modern, has more features, so I'm gonna continue doing that, actually. And also, I just put in... Well, right now I'm at 710 because I put in a little bit more, a few more since getting to 700. But number 700 was Mario Maker 2. And I wrote like a whole 500 characters about Mario Maker 2, trying to keep it somewhat objective, I guess. You know, I'll say, like, currently I have no problem with Discovery since people literally come give me levels, you know? And because people come give me levels, I have no trouble getting fun-ass levels to play, and I continue seeing new things, you know? But, it's a hell of a thing to review a game that you've been playing as your main game for like 2,000 hours, and try to do it in 500 characters, to the point where I actually put a comment on there, basically like elaborating a little bit, and saying like, hey, you know... I gotta say, like, this is my main game. I have a lot of feelings about it, but, you know, after thousands of hours of this game and playing thousands of levels, making 70 of my own, I'm still seeing new things. I'm still seeing new things that I haven't seen before, ever, and that is just, you know, speaks a lot to the creativity of yall, speaks a lot to the endless potential of the tools, and, you know... I think it is worth noting that in 2, they added a ton of amazing stuff. You know, they add tons of stuff that is just, wah, essential. I know I'm preaching to the choir there, but, yeah, working on the backlog stuff. Backlog stuff is good. Trying to do, like, 10 reviews a week at least. And, you know, if I do that, I guess I'll be done, like, in, like, 50... I'll be, like, done in a year or so. You know, I'll be up to present in, like, a year or so, which would be... good. If I do it more a week, maybe I'll be caught up a little faster than that. I don't know. It is a bit to ask to spend like an hour a week rewriting reviews you wrote like a decade ago. But, you know, I'm happy to do it. And I think that, I like having every game in my collection have like a thought listed out for posterity, you know? So I'll remember, like, how I felt about game, and where I was with it. This is, clear rate is above 1%, so we get no bonus heads. Let's go. Yes, that's right, you are up, Doshi Bro. Let's go. I like Backlogged a lot, and I have the link to it in every stream that I do. You know, like in the description. Oh crap. I thought I would have to... Don't know why I thought I had to use it the first time. That's not how it works. Cool breaks, that makes it so that there's time to get on and off the thing. What the fuck? Oh, okay. Learning, okay. That sort of startled me for a bit, but, wasn't a big deal. It's a good bit of like, you know, creative writing, I guess, to write a backlog style review, which I'll say is very much... Backlogged is basically like the letterbox for games, you know? I guess there's also, there's other sites for like, backlogged but for games, but... Or letterboxed but for games, but that's the one that I use, and I like it a lot. Gotta do this level and do it good. Hey. The breaks are sometimes... God damn it! Surprising me, getting me, catching me red-footed. Is that the phrase? We died. Sorry, Doshi bro. That went way too fast. Thank you for the level, though. And I'll say, like, thing to note here. No problem. Haha. Okay, great. Thing to note, do remember that, there are... the subscribers have a skip the line thing, and they also have an instant refresh thing. So, like, at any point we run out of lives, a subscriber could refresh them instantly. 06i, you haven't used yours this stream. Do keep in mind that we will be closing the queue early on, so if you want to use your skip the line, early might be better. I don't know. You know, the chance for that will be closing soonish, you know? Express pass right now. Good looking out, 06i. Thank you for redeeming. I'm gonna go ahead and hit dismiss for Doshi Bro. And I'll get, yours up, 06i. Excellent. If that's a short level with no CP, you see optional challenges where the thump snulls adds to it. Yeah, it definitely adds to the challenge, though, like the slowdown... How would you switch the line only on Twitch? It's money. It's money. It's a money thing. You have to pay money to get that privilege. VG awesome. A Twitch subscriber is a paid, is the equivalent of a YouTube membership. I do not have access to YouTube memberships currently, so I cannot offer that on YouTube yet. But, you know, eventually I get up to that feature. I would love to offer that. For sure. It's a small perk. It's once per stream. And, only gets triggered a couple times. You know. I'll say there are sub goals right now that could get us some subscribers in here for the next months, given the birthday stream tomorrow. But, you know, we'll see what happens. Hoping to get a few games added through that birthday thing, you know. Get, like, a couple of subs in there. I think that'll be good. We'll see what happens tomorrow. And, you know, I'll say, like, sub goal's open now, so y'all can sub as much as you want right now. If y'all want any of these lovely perks. And, get the Express Pass up. Remember, the Express Pass gives us 3 lives. Only 3. No more. Well, an instant refresh would take us up to 7, but that would have to be from another subscriber. Which, you know, maybe a bit silly. But also, hey, if you're another subscriber and you want to do that, you can with your instant refresh. An instant refresh can also be used on levels that are in, very near... Oh, okay, I thought I was dead there for a second. I didn't notice the things. It is a subscriber incentive. Fuck! It is a subscriber incentive. VG awesome. I think it's a pretty good one. Originally, the bonus heads were the subscriber incentive, but I determined that, like, those aren't really moving the needle as much, you know? And it's also just more fun to use those more often. I do hope that like the 3 lives limitation does limit it a little bit, you know? And certainly we have had times where levels, you know, we've gotten them in Express Pass and failed because 3 lives were not enough. What? Oh, crap! The bullet bills again. I keep getting thrown by the bullet bills, not noticing the bullet bills. Whew. This is the last try. About to say, like, we lost the mushroom. That's bad. What's even worse? Falling into the pit. The mushroom didn't matter at all, it turns out. The pit was the thing. Thank you for the level 06i. Such as Express Pass, sometimes 3 lives is not enough. We'll have another shot at that when you come up after waiting through line again. Thank you. Let me go ahead and hit dismiss and do the next one, which says it's from me, but this is the level from the Japanese viewer who didn't do the command quite right. Didn't know quite how to explain that, so that is... I should really throw this into a Google Translate at some point to find out, like, how it's pronounced, this kanji. But I will just type in chat, "You are up," to said user, and that should be good. You have to confirm, or else it'll be sudden death, which is even fewer tries than Express Pass. You know, people who aren't present. You understand how that works. It's a trade-off. It's you know, I don't know if I said earlier, but it's my way of compromising between playing more levels and prioritizing the people who are present. You know, playing more levels is fun. And getting 2 tries of a level, it can be a fun little thing. And a good, interesting. It can be interesting. Hey, living in Colorado Springs, how you doing? I am doing well. Let's do another card while we're waiting for, again, this level is from the Japanese viewer. Japanese viewer, please confirm. What are you doing? Viewer levels. These are viewer levels. Levels from viewers. I know it says my name down there, but, I just submitted on behalf of a Japanese viewer who didn't quite do the add command correctly. Here's a card. Shout out to Bandicut, an extremely fast video editor. So, the other day, recently, Twitch instituted a highlights limitation where you're only allowed to have 100 hours of highlights, right? So I decided I've saved a bunch of highlights on Twitch for the purposes of Twitch clipping and, like, doing that, like, way after the fact, you know? Like, I got really behind on Twitch clipping every stream that I've ever done, and so I had to, like, download, like, dozens and dozens of streams. And, the other day, I tried uploading one for the first time since I got low enough below 100 hours to, like, re-upload some of the ones to clip up. You have to do !add living in Colorado Springs. Let me, give you the message. There it is. Give you the thing. So, tried to re-upload one of the bigger ones, right? I said, like, okay, there's the July 4th stream coming up in a month now, at about a month and a half. I would like to have last year's July 4th stream clipped up before then, so I can start doing some YouTube shorts of that previous stream, like in the lead up to July 4th. And when I went to upload it, it said, oh, we can't take a file that's over 20 gigs. And I'm just like, motherfucker, I downloaded this thing from Twitch. You're telling me I can't re-upload it to Twitch? Oh my god. And I had to find out a solution to, like, split it into 2. And I found a program called Bandicut, which, you know, I'll say, like, I have on previous occasions, like, used editing software to, like, split a VOD into 2, or, like, do some fancy shenanigans to, like, fix that up, right? But using Bandicut, it literally, and usually I do that, and then it takes, like, about as long as the VOD took. like to export. Like, let's say you're talking about 10-hour VOD. That's like 2 5-hour exports, you know? But with Bandicut, it literally took like 4 minutes, like 3 minutes even, minutes to export a 10 hours worth of video. And that was just revelatory, like, holy shit. And once I saw that, which I believe what they're doing is they're just like they're just taking the file and like taking off the ends and like putting in new ends on either end, so they don't have to necessarily like re-encode the whole thing, which is smart. And once I saw that that was an option, I was like, okay, you can have like $50 or $30 or whatever it costs to have this permanent style. I need this. And also it turns out to be very handy for like stitching together Twitch clips. So I can just download a couple of Twitch clips and it'll just like put them in a row, like one after another. And then I can hit like export and it'll just like do them really quickly. It'll just export in like a second. You know, like up to several minutes of like YouTube short material. And it's just like, oh shit, that's excellent. That's just way better than the solutions I was using. And as far as I can tell, it works perfectly. For both purposes. Bandicut is an extremely impressive piece of software I just discovered. I don't know if there's other options that are just as good, but this one impressed the fuck out of me, and I would highly recommend if you are ever looking for something that can split a big long video into 2. This will do the job, like, faster than anything I could imagine, honestly. Like, god fucking damn. And, you know, that really fixed my problem as far as, like, not being able to upload them, because so I split it in 2, it takes 2 seconds. I don't even have to, like, really, you know, I can just do it as needed. I don't need to go back into the other VODs and be like, okay, I gotta start the process because it's gonna take days to get these all processed, so I gotta start ahead of time. Like, no, it'll just take a minute each. I'll just do them as they come. That'll be fine. Let's do it. Sudden death on account of I don't see the Japanese viewer in question. Let's do it. We have 2 tries. Now, I understand, by the way, that this might be a very niche use case for what it's worth. This is like a race, I think. This is probably a very niche use case, to be clear. But, you know, one that's come up for me. Excellent, Colorado Springs. Your level is a ways off, I'll say, considering that there are a lot of levels in queue, and a lot of them are from Twitch. If you're ever wondering if you're not seeing all the people that are here, a lot of them are on Twitch. There's a Twitch on the YouTube side. I wish that Twitch and YouTube could share a chat. They that's you know, it was mentioned like Twitch fails, but like, yeah, that's one of the things that Twitch is worst at. You know, not allowing you to share chats between the two things. Thought it would take a little bit and never as quick. I mean, I'll say like this channel, you know, we have the lightning round and we're in the lightning round, so like things will go as quick as they can do. You know. This has a weird amount of waiting. I guess the gimmick here is like if you're like playing it multiplayer style. I mean, maybe you pick the right door. Maybe you can pick the right door and end up in the one that goes the right place. Or maybe it's like, actually it seems like 2 of the doors just went directly to the thing. It's a tournament style? What, like this level? I don't quite understand, but okay. The switch activates when one person dies. Huh. Interesting. That would be, perhaps, your level is not good for multiplayer. That's fine. Hey, that's not our default. I don't have the means to do multiplayer. Well, actually, you can do, of course they added that. They had like 5 years ago. They had the ability to like multiplayer, like, do a lobby and all that. I haven't done that in years, though. That's not, I'll say I've never cared for those multiplayer modes, even in the other Mario games, honestly. I like that Wonder took them out and was just like, no, yeah, it's all, you're in your different instances of the world. There's no, like, chaotic, like, grabbing each other, you know. You can't play Grabass in Mario Wonder. No. Grabass only in, there's no Grabass in Mario Wonder, you know. Remind me in 2 hours, there's no Grabass in Mario Wonder. Good stream title for the VOD. I liked Do the Thing, but there's no Grabass in Mario Wonder. That's excellent. That's really good. That's a really good thing that I just said. What are your thoughts on Love It? I love it. What's wrong with grabbing? It's just a little bit chaotic for my taste. I don't know. I just like it when... I like the purity of, like, a level that is designed for one person, where, you know where they must logically be. It's paced according to them, and they're not going to get stopped off like playing Grabass with each other, you know. Not that there's anything wrong with Grabass, you know. People love grabbing each other's asses. It's a fun thing to do. Pleasurable. Ideally for both parties, you know, between consenting adults, you know. Mario's an adult. Luigi's an adult. Toad is an adult. Peach is definitely an adult. I'm pretty sure everyone in Mario, in the previous 2D Mario games, the new U series, I'm pretty sure they're all adults. That doesn't work in multiplayer. Regardless, bumping into each other I feel like is weird. I feel like that's a weird thing to have to worry about the positioning of other people. Where would you bring it on a soda tier list? I don't drink soda, so I can't... I'm just right out there, you know? I don't actually drink it, you know? Google lies about their age. That's only how long they've existed for. They're all adults. I got a watch notification. My watch will try to update tonight. Well, I'm sleeping tonight, so, you know, watch, you should really try updating, not when I'm trying to track my sleep, you know? I gotta track my sleep at night. What? By the way, looking to close the queue at 7:45, so we got like maybe 1 or 2 levels left before the queue closes. Let's get this one in, and we'll do the thing. Remember when Mario just casually kicks the buildings to the sun, as everyone does? What? Kicks the buildings to the sun. You mean like when he's giant and he like stomps around and just destroys the scenery? Is that what you mean? Shaw didn't confirm, right? I don't think Shaw has said anything in a minute. Correct me if I'm wrong. Looks like no. Cool theming. Very nice. In Mario World, there's a thing where he grabs a castle and kicks it to the sun. Oh, right, yeah, like when he gets like a mop and mops up a castle. Same gimmick. Very cartoony. It's a very cartoony bit. You know, like that's something that like a Bugs Bunny would do. That's like a Bugs Bunny move. What are your thoughts on the invention of food? Pro food. Food is good. I like to eat. I like the tank gimmick. I never did a level with a tank gimmick like this, where the ground is moving and there's like, you know, the illusion is put forward that like these tanks are moving forward with the auto scroll. I mean, I'll say like they're never my favorite type of level. You know, I like a non-auto scroller more than an auto scroller. You know, this one is nicely paced though. I like the speed of it. I'm not bored as I'm playing this level like I am sometimes with some you know, genuine Mario levels. You know, sometimes you play them and it's just like, okay, I'm just waiting for the scroll to scroll. This isn't like that. This is better than that. And, you know, good on ya. Interesting, there's multiple layers here. Got it. Cool boss. Cool 2-layer boss situation. Nice and fast. I like a nice and fast boss. The nicer and faster a boss is, the more I like him. Thank you, Shaw. Very good. Let me hit complete, and we'll get up to the next one. Big Bad Brock. Big Bad Brock, you are up. Go ahead and confirm for me. What's your favorite chair cloth? This one's like a fabric, not like a leather or nothing. I kind of like it a little bit fuzzy. A little bit fuzzy, I would say. Like, just a little bit fuzzy. Like, warm to the touch, but not like super duper leathery. You know, I don't want it cold to the touch like leather, I think. But, you know, it's fine. So long as it's comfy. The cloth is, not as big as a deal. Not too fuzzy. Not like rug fuzzy, you know? Big Bad Brock is here. Excellent. Let me do another card. I've been playing Minecraft peaceful style. So last week I talked about just playing some Minecraft idly and silently struggling with the mobs and stuff, the monsters. This week, I've been playing it with a peaceful seed and having a decent time. Just like running around, building houses, going into the nether, and like, you know, doing the things you do in Minecraft. It's a fun game. And I'll say, like, I definitely have noticed things that I never saw before. Like, I took some photos as if to, like, you know, present them. But, like, I entered the nether during when I was playing Minecraft the other day, and I was like, holy shit, you know, I saw this biome. I've never seen this biome. I've never seen this biome in my life, and just like went, holy shit. The nether is like completely different now. I remember when it was just like red stones as far as the eye could see, and now that's just more rare. Build a hole, you know, with a mine shaft that has stairs and a ladder, and, you know, also made some lovely houses, and connected them by nether, and made a whole map. And that's a bit of fun. Minecraft's a bit of fun. I think I like having to get resources more than just doing it creative style, but also, you know, I wouldn't mind a little bit of, like, the creative style lenience, you know, just if I could occasionally say, like, okay, how about just give me 100 stone right now because I want to build something, you know, and then otherwise, I feel like there were servers I was in back in the day where it was like that, you know, where it's like, okay, you gotta mine for your stuff, but also if you want to just get like 100 wool, here you go. You really like doing Redstone and Mindstone Bedrock Edition? I don't know the editions well enough, but I did some nice, really complicated, like, redstone contraptions back in the day, like, I remember I had, like, a recreation of the recreation of the Ghostbusters, firehouse, except it was a firehouse and not Ghostbusters inside. It was just a firehouse New York style, you know? And, I had a whole, like, secret underground area that you would open a switch to get to, which was pretty cool. Oh, I think I'm supposed to deliver these guys over here and not kill them? Okay. Yeah, I definitely built some redstone contraptions back in the day. I remember, like, there's a whole... You can do some crazy crap with like, you know... with, like, stringing those things around, making logic gates, and just, like, going wild with it. It's pretty cool. I mostly used it to open doors, I think. And if you're curious, like, this is a bit of minutia here, but, the server that I spent time in as a back in the 10s, you know, early 10s, it was the Tested Minecraft server. Back when Tested was a Whiskey Media production before it got sold to Mythbusters guys. Apparently they're big. I didn't know Tested under Mythbuster is like legitimately successful, but it's not the same thing that it was when I was into Tested. You know, that Tested basically died so that, you know, Adam Savage could have a website. Well, not a website really, but like a YouTube channel, you know what I mean? Which, yeah, you know, that's fine. I didn't need Tested to continue existing how I knew it. Will Smith seems like he's doing alright. The Will Smith of Tested.com. It's fine. I'll say, I mentioned earlier that Dan Reichert and Jeff Gerstmann did a podcast where they discussed the craziness of the whole situation. And at one point, Jeff told an anecdote I don't think I've ever heard before about the transition from like being under Whiskey Media, being under CBS, when Giant Bomb got bought by CBS. And apparently the people who bought Tested wanted to get Giant Bomb as well. And what Jeff Gerstmann described as a meeting with like the guys at that site where he explained what it was. You know, it's like, okay, you know, we do PAX panels. We have a lot of fans, a lot of people paid subscription to us. They like us a lot. And what the guy said was like, I think Jonah Hill plays video games. Maybe we could put Jonah Hill on it. And Jeff Gerstmann was just like, you know, just like, fucking, I'm not, no way. Sell it to CBS if that's the choices. Like, I am not going to play fucking Second Banana to Jonah fucking Hill randomly. Which, yeah, that's fair. That's an extremely funny thing to hear about like 10 years later. Just like, in another timeline, my favorite website could have just became a sad outlet for like Jonah Hill, who, you know, nothing against him or anything, but like getting in random celebrities into existing websites is really just, I don't know. I feel like you can found your own website if you want a website on which to put Jonah Hill. What do you drink if no soda? Just water, just cold water. Literally just cold water is what I drink. Who would win in a fight, 100 Gorillas or Chuck Norris? It'd be the Gorillas. I know it's a meme that Chuck Norris is super strong and all. I am deciding not to participate in that meme today. And also, it's, you know, I was never a big fan of that meme, honestly. Even back in the day. Like, I think memes have gotten a whole lot better in the last, like, 20 years versus, like, when memes started and it was crap like, you know, Neon Cat and crap like that, you know. It's like, Chocolate Rain. That was nothing. I didn't care for Chocolate Rain at the time. I was too busy on Giant Bomb, enjoying Giant Bomb's in-jokes, you know, to care about, Chocolate Rain and things of that nature. Over 9,000, yeah, I always thought that was a little bit... I feel like I always thought it was a little bit cringe, but, you know, it wouldn't surprise me if someone were to go looking at, like, old forum posts and found me saying it unironically. I was a big overuser. What I overused back in the day on forums was XD. I did XD a lot, and everyone else was sick of it. Everyone was sick of me using it, and I continued to use it because, you know, it's what you did. Why are you obsessed with that emoji? You mean living in Colorado Springs? I don't know. If anything, it should be, monorail. Yeah. We're at 750, which means it is time now to, I'm hitting complete and bring up the next level. I'm bringing up Snowflake's level, who is here. Excellent. Snowflake, Snowflake is here, right? Snowflake... I thought I saw Snowflake chatting very recently. Yeah, that's pretty recent. There you are, Snowflake. Excellent. Wait, what? I misclicked there. 1 second. There you go. I fat-fingered my phone. Sorry about that. That said, folks, it is time now. It is time now to go to Last Call for Levels. During Last Call for Levels, I will play, let's say, one level of my own. One level of my own to give people some time to get in any last levels. In particular, anyone who has gotten any in before, now is the time to get one last in. And also, I'll show off what kind of levels I make. And then we'll clear out the ones that are in queue and finish the stream. Let's do this. What's a good one? What's one that I can show? Is there anyone that was released on my birthday way back when? You're coming up, Snowflake. Don't worry about it. But hey, you know, we gotta find a theme. Was there anyone that came out on my birthday? On a birthday. These ones are between birthdays, and 2019, the game came out after birthday. So no level ever came out on birthday. I mean, I was probably busy on birthday, too busy to upload a level. What's the closest to a birthday that this gets? This is 10 days, Wind Up Woods 1. That's a silly theme. Let's go with, what's a good theme? Let's go with, torches, the burners. Did I use burners in any levels before the Super World? If not, I'll pull one from the Super World. But let's do that as a theme. Burners? I'm being a little indecisive, don't mind me. Sometimes I'm indecisive, you know. I don't think I used any burners. Oh, actually, Power Out Bout technically uses burners. Technically. Did you enjoy the concept on the L Computer Key Inc? L Computer Key Inc? Let's do this level. Let's do You Bend Yard randomly. You know what? This doesn't... I don't really have a justification for this one other than I don't think I've played this one in a while. So let's do this one. This one's really good. You know what I'll do Spring Gimmick. Spring Gimmick. A specific Spring Gimmick. And you'll see in the second half what I'm talking about. In Mario Maker 1, I had a Spring Gimmick that I used a bunch of times, and I used it in 3 Mario Maker 2 levels, which I will just do in sequence. There we go. We have a gimmick now. Okay. This is a to and fro level, a out and back level where on the way back you deal with some enemies that are being sprung about. In this case, you can see that these guys, they walk into the spring and then they jump over pits. Don't worry about it, VG Awesome. I'm not gonna comment on that, but, yeah. So there's the first level of that, the Spring Gimmick. This being one of my first levels of Mario Maker 2, I wanted to use that gimmick again, since it was such a big thing in the first Mario Maker. And I also used it in this level here, Avalanche Lodge. The idea was, you know, my first level that I ever made in Mario Maker 1 that was really any good at all, it used this gimmick. Like, on, like, day 3 of Mario Maker, day 2 of Mario Maker, I figured out the jumping across cliffs gimmick, and as a result, I ended up using it in a number of levels. This one was originally the first level of a Super World in Mario Maker 1, and I thought that, again, you know, doing it there makes sense, you know? It's like a very important level, so might as well have, like, a gimmick, a mechanic that is, like, you know, very foundational to my creative efforts. I don't know. I'll also say that, like, that like, what's the word? I don't know where I'm going with that. I'll say, like, I never got to use this and never used this in the super world that I made recently. The now completed super world, which kind of seemed like a shame, but also like, you know, hey, I had other ideas, other stuff was going on. Whatever, whatever. Hey, Axel. The people in the YouTube chat are getting a little emote heavy, a little emoji heavy. I got nothing to say about that. Let me say. No comments. Let's, I don't want to touch on that, honestly. Finally, Return of the Wayward Spiny was sort of like a sequel to that first level I made in Mario Maker 1 that, you know, sort of goes a little bit more all out. You know, the first level I made that was good was not like a super long level, not super, like, thorough, but it had one good mechanic and used it in some pretty cool ways, whereas this is, like, much more thorough insofar as, like, okay, it uses the springy jumps, you're, you know, you got a spike hat so you can deal with enemies in interesting ways, there's some bombs you can throw around, and yeah, a whole bunch of spring. Then you go outside for the second half. Of course, they got 10 coins and 30 coins. You know, of all the big additions to Mario Maker 2, 10, 30, and 50 coins, I gotta say, those are low-key, like, S tier. Those add some real nice collectibles to any level that you're doing. But yeah, I'm really proud of this level, let me say. I feel like this, is an excellent one. One of the few ones that has, like, more than, hey, check this out, bonus 50. Has more than, like, has more than one checkpoint. And also, it was the last one that I did before I went into my super world, which, you know, I kinda like, to end things on big, like, I like a final thing to be, like, a thing of import, you know? I like playing into anniversaries and big numbers. You know, like, the 30th level, that's meaningful. Some level, I kind of wish I could have gotten to 40, you know, and then once I finished the Super World, I would have been at, like, been at 40 before Super World, 40 after during the Super World. I should probably do 10 more and get up to 80, but, I haven't really been feeling like making, you know, since I finished the Super World, it's like, I'm good on levels for a bit. Thank you, Axel, excellent. Think we're good on submissions? Everyone who wanted to get another one in, got one in? Good, okay, let's go ahead and end last call. And close the queue. Queue is now closed. Alright, folks, let's finish this off. Let's finish off this stream. It is 8 o'clock, so we've been going about 2 hours now. We have 13 levels to go. Yeah, this is probably gonna be like 3 hours in total, which is about an hour and a half less than it usually is. But still, pretty, you know, I'll say again, I got a big stream tomorrow. Big stream tomorrow for the birthday stream. So kind of wanted this one to be a little bit shorter. But, you know, hey, it's a good problem to have. A lot of people who want to give you levels and, you know, who want to give you levels and give you a good time, as it were. Let's do this. I'll do more cards as we go. I still got a number of cards left. And also I could talk about, like, unrelated things if I run out of them. Which I guess I probably will, because I have... There's 13 levels in the queue, and I prepared, something on the order of... How many cards did I prepare? I prepared 12. So... Yeah. Maybe you can make your first birthday level and end the drought. That'd be an idea. That would be an idea if I could make one overnight. My god, that sounds like it would be a bad idea, you know. I already, you know, I gotta get this VOD posted. I gotta do the necessaries there. And then I have to do any, like, you know, get a good night's sleep because big long stream tomorrow afternoon. I'll say, you know what I will say I'll say for educational purposes if y'all literally don't know, but while a cis man cannot get pregnant, a trans man could potentially, and also Junior. Is Junior the movie where Arnold Schwarzenegger gets pregnant? It's been known to happen in movies and media, and also, you know, like I said, trans males can. You know, that's like a thing. If you don't know that, that's fine, but I will ask that you don't be weird about that if you're coming from a conservative bent. Like, let's be real here. You know, trans rights, all that. Thank you. If you're trying to come at this from the other perspective and bait a little bit, please don't. That'll be my statement there. Okay. Let me go ahead and hit complete. That was good, Snowflake. Good stuff. Next up is Ant Tray. Has Ant Tray said anything in a minute? Scroll up. Not in a minute, but Ant Tray, feel free to say something. And, yeah. Meanwhile, do another card. I think I'm officially done with Blueprints. Great game. Officially done with Blueprints. Blueprints is great. Last weekend, I was able to get past the puzzle that had been stumping me for a while. The last, like, sanctum key, I guess I can say. Without, if you don't know what that means, you don't know what that means. And if you do, you understand what I'm talking about. But I think I figured out, just like Googling a bunch, like, oh, to get this item that I need, I actually need to get a certain room unlocked. And to do that, I have to go over here, okay, and then I did that, I managed to find the item that I needed, and then I managed to get past all the Sanctum stuff, which was cool, except that what it unlocked was just more puzzles, and, like, very obtuse ones that I didn't get, at which point I was like, okay, well, I don't get it. I solved the map puzzle, I'll say that much. I solved the map puzzle, and then what that gave me was just a hint to another puzzle, at which point I was like, okay, I think I'm done. And the FAQs I'm looking up, they're not helpful enough to actually get me through it. You know, they all seem a little bit confused about what comes after, like, the map puzzle. Like, as far as, like, I don't get it. What is this? What do you want me to do next? I don't get it. Great game, loved playing it, but, you know, there's a limit. You know, and then I sort of reached mine with that game, unfortunately. I say unfortunately, I got like maybe 20, 40 hours with it. You know, when I was sick a few weeks ago, I was just playing Blueprints nonstop during that whole sickness, which, you know, was really fun in like a fever, you know, sick kind of way. You know, I was like kind of up late at night constantly, just like, okay, I gotta get one more run in. I feel really shitty. My, like, you know, I had, like, God, what were my symptoms? It's been so long, I forgot what my symptoms were. Sore throat, coughing, all that. Right, I was sitting still, trying not to breathe. Not too hard, you know, trying to just breathe evenly. And, hey, there you are. Excellent. Good. I was just trying to breathe evenly during that whole sickness week. And, like, when that was all done, you know, I was happy to be able to breathe again. It wasn't COVID, as well. A cat's a cat. You know what a cat is. A member of the order Felis? I believe what's the scientific name for a cat? Throw in the scientific name for a cat in there, and there you go. Actually, a cat can be not just a house cat, can apply to, like, you know, you can't call a tiger a cat, or like a lion a cat. Those are all cats of a sort. A wild cat, a mountain cat. You know, those are all cats. So I would say, like, a member of the family Felilidae? Felis is like a cat thing, right? So it's like Felilidae is like the order or genus or family that includes cats and lions and stuff. Thank you for a little entree. I'm hitting complete. And, hitting complete, bringing up the next one. It's Tivu. Tivu, go ahead and confirm. Felonious. That doesn't sound right. That sounds like felonious. Let's Google real fast. Cat anatomical name. Felis catus is what the AI says. Let's see what fucking Wikipedia says. That sounds fake. The genus is Felis. And, the family is Felidae. Felinae is the subfamily, and then Felis is the genus. And then Feliformia is the suborder, and that's a suborder of Carnivora. Okay. Everyone was right, basically. There's multiple right answers that, were in the guesses. Is it really Felis catus? Let me see, is that what it said right there? Wild cat, jungle cat. Where's the regular cat? The domestic cat. Felis catus. It is Felis catus. That seems so fake. That seems so fake. Dog isn't that. That's like, dog. That's Dot. Dog. That's Canis familiaris is the domesticated dog. Now that's a scientific name. That's a scientific name if I ever saw one. Felis catus, that just seems fake. That'd be like if it was like Canis dogus, you know, Canis doggo would be the dog version of that. Tivo, go ahead and confirm. A Chihuahua is a brand of dog that tends to be small and associated with small, beady eyes, big ears. I don't know how exactly you define one, but I would say that it probably has a lot more to do with, like, pedigree than, like, specific traits, you know? Like, the traits are one thing, but if you, like, independently made those traits appear on a thing that was not a purebred, or wasn't, like, related to any, like, actual chihuahuas, I don't know that you could call it a chihuahua. It would just look like a chihuahua. A chair is something you sit on. Let's play this level. I don't see Tivu, so yeah, you know, sudden death. This is a troll level. Do you think? Okay. Tivu's not here. We have one trial out. You think if we hit this bomb, it's good? I feel like... my guess was hit the bomb and stay under and get pushed under. But, apparently there was a you know, one of those guys under there. A muncher. And, we got killed by it. Thank you. I don't see Tivu, so let me take a drink of water, and then let's carry on, I guess. Hey, Naruto. I'll say Naruto, I don't mind opening the queue for, people who weren't here earlier. So, I'll tell you what. Get ready to get one in. Let me know when you're ready, and I'll, to resubmit, and I'll open it up for you. Just say the word. Let me go ahead and dismiss the current level, and bring up the next one. You're ready? Okay, here's a late open for you. Again, this is just for new viewers. Anyone else got in, I would remove them. You know. Blizz Grok, you are up. Blizz Grok. Blizz Grok. Glock. Thank you, Naruto. Let me go ahead and get that closed back up. Again, I don't drink soda, so I don't have I don't have a favorite. Don't drink it. Let's go ahead and do another card while waiting to see if Blizz Glock confirms. I need to do the next for the thing for Blizz Glock for them to confirm. Go ahead and confirm. Meanwhile, here's another card. I've been playing Clair Obscure Expedition 33. I'm sort of struggling a little bit with the difficulty. Like, over the last week, I've played maybe a couple hours of the game. I've not gotten past a new area. You know, I'm still in, like, the 3rd or 4th area of the game. I'm not past Act 1 yet. And I've just been struggling with, like, dodging people and, doing thing. Okay, I gotta say, that emoji from here on out comes with a timeout, okay? You know what you're doing. Let's go with, 5 minutes. Where's the confirm button? YouTube. Chat. Give me that confirm button. Put user in timeout. Okay, there we go. Let's go, 10 minutes. There you go. 10-minute timeout for you. You know what you're doing. I explained it. I've been very patient. Anywho, Clair Obscure is good. Clair Obscure is really good, but you know, I just have trouble with parrying and like dodging. So like I'm just struggling to like get through fights even in those early areas, and you know, in some cases I would just boot it up and just like, you know, go into like, okay, I'm just gonna run forward. I'm gonna fight this dude. Oh, there's 3 enemies from the new zone. Oh, 3 at once, and then just get my ass kicked and just go like, oh fuck me. I need to go grind up some levels or something. I need more health. I need more defense. I don't know, and that's kind of a struggle, you know. Yeah, that one's okay. To be clear, I explained earlier, there are some emotes that were being used in a way that, like, you know, I feel like has transphobic undertones, and I feel like for those reasons, just lay off it. That's all I ask. And yeah, be cool. It's like a thing I could say. Oh, you know what? I should put the rules into YouTube chat. I forget that YouTube chat doesn't have like a thing where it just, you know, you can tell people the rules like without for just automatically like it does on Twitch chat. I'll say Twitch has some problems, but there's also some things they're just like miles ahead of YouTube on, like having, you know, it's so that you can set your own rules for your channel, you know. Just be cool and chill, and don't play coy with that crap, and we'll be cool, okay? If you don't know, you don't know, but now you should know. You know? Like, yeah. I do think I'm pretty cool and reasonable. Thank you, and thank you for the follow, Naruto Solos. I do think I'm pretty cool and reasonable. You know, I do want to... I do hope that, like, people can be dealt with, and that, like, you know, if there is that kind of, like, bullshit, that people can be convinced to knock it off and be cool, you know? Like, I am very willing to give people second chances on all this crap, you know? Just chill out, and there'll be no, like, be chill, and, you know, I won't bring it up all the time. I'm not gonna hold a grudge, you know? Do better in the future, but, you know, you can also just not bring it up here, and we'll be cool. You know? Just lay off a little bit. I don't think that's not a big ask to me, you know? Whatever. I'm gonna go ahead and hit complete and pull up the next level. Moderation is a, you know, an ongoing concern, and definitely something that is worth thinking about, how you go about it and how you do things, but, you know, I think it's cool. We're about to wage a war. Just be cool and chill and relax and just knock it off, you know? If I say knock it off, that's a big rule there. It says there right there in the rules that I just posted into the Twitch chat. If I say knock it off, you knock it off. Simple as that. You know? I don't think it could be more simple. Another card, let's go. Hey, Dragonstein. Dragonstein, did you already have one in? Dragonstein, you just appeared relatively recently. You haven't gotten one in, have you? If you're just getting here, I'd be willing to, let you get one. Actually, you're already in there, Dragonstein. You're in 1 and Q. Okay, good, okay. Just making sure. Small Magic, you didn't... You're coming up as well. Good, okay. Just making sure I don't need to do nothing. Card. Claire Obscure. I'm gonna hopefully continue it. The difficulty is making me like it less than, like, most people are. I feel like a lot of people are saying, like, oh, it's like game of the year, game of the forever. But I'm here going, like, it's really good and I like it a lot, but I'm just having trouble, like, getting through, you know? Oh, you can do a replace if you want to switch out the level that you submitted for the level you have. Do exclamation point replace and then the code. Well, we'll do another card after this. I have one more game that I'm playing that I can do a card for, and that'll be after this one. You know, part of it is also that I've been a little busy. I say I've been busy. I haven't been busy. I've just been making time for other things, you know? Like, you know, I want to, like, there's things on this channel I want to do, like, I gotta produce YouTube shorts and do Twitch clips and, also, like, sleep a little bit. And, I'll say I've been kind of exhausted a lot this week, you know? Don't you get lives from that? Oh, this is your level? Well, VG Awesome, if this was your level, then that's weird because... You have to be the one submitting because... didn't you already have a level? VG Awesome? You're only allowed one level. I guess if you're saying that that's your, like, your significant other or something, I understand that. Oh wait, no, it does... Oh, right, it is your level. That's right. Okay, shit. I was confused from the hi again, you know. You're like, hi again, put your name off the bar, and that made me think, like, okay, Tivu and Brock, who's that? I forgot. I didn't realize that. It says on my phone, I'll say. Like, on the thing. It says on the thing right there, VG Awesome. I'm sorry, I missed that. Thanks for letting me know. Sorry for not doing them earlier. For what it's worth, made no difference in this case. But Real damn good traditional ass level. Good ass traditional level. Hell yeah. Like the theming. Let me hit complete. Keep it moving. Lord Bowser. Lord Bowser. I have one more game that I've been playing this week. Other than, I mean, I'll say I played a bunch of Doom, The Dark Ages last night on stream, as well as 8 other Game Pass games for the first time. So, like, you could check out that VOD if you want to know, like, what my opinion on, like, Turnip Boy Robs a Bank or Dredge is. But Dark Ages seems really good. But other than that, I've been playing this one other game recently. Let me put this into chat so that Lord Bowser knows to say something. I've been playing some Axiom Verge. Started out doing the randomizer of that, but then just, like, restarted on the normal mode because I'll say, like, as much as I like randomizers, I think that the randomizer for Axiom Verge is sort of not that interesting, right? Like, every time I played it, the game is basically played out in a not that different manner than how it plays out vanilla style, just because the weapons you get, there tends to be, like, a certain order things can unlock, and that means that the game can only really flow in a very certain direction, going above, going down below through that whole section, going up the side on the right, then going back to do some stuff like in the middle up top, you know, around the fast travel corridor. Oh wait, this is not where we wanted to go. 897. Okay, sorry. See you later, VG Awesome. I like the level. Appreciate you being here and chatting. Got it. Here we go. Let's do this. So, yeah, that's... I'll say, like, Axiom Verge is really great. I think that's a really cool Metroidvania. And, you know, I think it gets a lot of points just from its goddamn cool factor. Like, it's a really cool world. There's some really cool items and upgrades you get in that. Not as many as like, in some Metroidvanias. Like, I feel like most Metroidvanias honestly have more power-ups and abilities and items than Axiom Verge kind of has, and maybe that's part of what makes the randomizer a little less random, honestly, if you think about it. I was about to say this was nice, and then this is fine. This is nice, and then I died, and now I have to restart. This is fine. It's not that hard. I just have to be good at it. Just have to... Better performance is required. Not do that. When you get to the Maker Quote, don't do the Super World, pick a random level. Okay. Naruto, please let me know. Like, tell me when it comes up. And I'll remember. You know, your level is probably quite a ways away now, right? Or is it just coming up? Your level's a bit away, so, you know... mileage may vary, you know. My memory is not the best, I'll say. That's why I do these cards, so I can remember what things have been going on in my week, and remember to talk about them, you know. That's the main reason. So I don't, like, just, you know, play a bunch of hours of Axiom Verge while watching Korra and other things on the internet, you know, like streaming things, video, YouTube, etc., and then go like, what have I been watching this week? I don't know. And not think of anything, you know? Cool that you can ride these with a Yoshi. I feel like I have gotten barely any opportunity. I've never seen a Yoshi level where you could ride those spike tops in the same way that you ride a shell top. Or a Buzzy Beetle, you know? You know what I mean. They're not called that. They're called Buzzy Beetles. It would make sense if they were called shell tops, but they're not. You love Avatar and Korra? They're fucking great shows. They're fucking great shows. I still think I like Korra more than Avatar, but I do see the issues with Korra as I rewatch it. You know, there's definitely some... You know, it's all on topic, right? Oh, no problem. If you didn't mean to be, like, transphobic about it, that's fine. All I'm saying is, like, lay off, you know? It's, All I'm saying is lay off and be cool, you know? You live and learn, you know? And, if you meant it without that subtext, that's fine. Just, you know, I see it and I can't help but read into it a little bit, you know? And I will ask for those reasons to just be cool and chill and, you know. I understand why it exists. And, you know, whatever. Thank you. Axiom Verge is real good. I'm still playing that. I know that, like, I've got, like, Claire, Obscure, and, like, now Doom, the Dark Ages to play, but it is just very easy to play a game that's on my Switch, and I can play on my Switch handheld mode while watching TV. I don't really do plastic bottles. I find them kind of gross. I got my, my Zojirushi, water bottle here. This is what I swear to by. I mostly drink water from this. Which you can see is a very smooth thing. Vacuum sealed, keeps water very cold. I love Zojirushi. I swear by Zojirushi as a brand. Here, do another level. What filter though? Oh, I have like a Brita filter or whatever in the fridge, in a Brita filter or something, you know, one of those pitchers with the filters in it. That's what I do. I don't think it's like anything particular other than, like, you know, a Brita filter. It's a Brita filter. You're gonna go now, Lord Bowser. See you next week with the last two. Excellent. I might also see you tomorrow with the Mario Galaxy 1+2 stream. Oh, again, not next week. Next week, LASIK. I'll have my eyes lasered next week. And won't be able to see things good. So no stream next week, but week after for sure. Also, I'll be doing Maker Builder 64 next week. On Tuesday. But yeah, for sure. Next time we do viewer levels, we'll see the next ones from you, Lord Bowser. Hey, I haven't really been playing that much Pokemon, but would you like to see a card pack, the Rock Party? Rock Party is here, by the way. Let's do a card pack real fast. Replacing the filter is expensive. No, like every couple of months that green light turns red and I switch it out and it's fine. You know, that's yeah. What's your thoughts on the Rubik's Cube color pattern? I like it. I like the opposing colors of the default cubes. I don't really like cubes that go off the reservation. I also like the FTOs where the colors are normal style, you know, red is separated from orange, green from blue, and then they add something like purple and gray for the 7th and 8th faces of those cube. Hey Blizzclock, I think we finished your stage earlier, and the queue is closed on account of we're you know, finishing things up, but we played your level, I'm pretty sure, earlier. I forget if we finished it. Check the VOD later on, maybe. Oh, I got some medium rarity card, I guess, that I didn't have before. Well, that's good. That's a pretty good card. That's a pretty good card, right? Oh, you add a second code? Excellent. Let me get the phone down. There we go. There's a pack. I've been just sitting on a lot of my hourglasses, but I don't know. I'm not really enthused by this this card pack, so I don't know. I'm just sort of sitting on my hourglasses for now. Just gonna wait until I can do another 10 pull, or maybe even more for the next pack. I don't know. I've not really been, like, super excited by Pokemon Pocket in a bit. Haven't played a online match in probably, like, a month or two. Really. Honestly. But I'll say again, a great thing about that game is you can continue logging on and getting your dailies even without playing a second of it. So, you know, I'm not out of the game. I'm not out of the game yet. But, yeah. You wanted to see a new level, right? Right, Rock Party? You said another level. So not, Rowdy Pipers this time. I got you, Blizzglock. I will absolutely do the thing when your level comes up. If, you're still in there, which I don't think that you are. I think that, we passed you already. I believe that we passed you already, Blizzglock. But, I definitely did play a level earlier. That's how it worked. Yeah, I do, very nearly but not quite sudden death when someone is not here. So when you weren't here, I played it, but I only had 2 lives, which is fewer than the other one. I got you. I understand, you know, people have stuff that's, going on. The People's Shellbow or, Frog Slash. Oh, hey, look at this. The clear rate in this level is 0.17%. My birthday is May 17th, so that's a lucky number. Let's go for it. Let's go, let's go. Did I randomize these heads? Let's randomize these heads real fast. Red Yoshi is a good one. I mean, I understand if you posted you have to go, but that doesn't get you out of, like, confirmation duty. You know, you still have to confirm for me to, play a level with full heads. I mean, I guess if you said, like, just skip me for now... Has anyone ever just asked, like, hey, skip me if I come up? You have to be really fast for this one, huh? Like, this is, The difficulty here isn't so much just getting through, it's getting through in time. Interesting. Gotcha. I understand. I kind of do just like the system of dealing with people as they come up rather than postponing. It's just a little less, headroom. Let's do this. Let's just try to figure things out one thing at a time here. Like, once we get this shell, we can jump over here, and we need to do a shell jump? It's okay. I mean, check out the VOD, see if I, did it. I forget. You know, I can't remember, like, which levels I cleared and which ones I just, you know, ate shit on, you know what I mean? That's just, a lot to remember over the course of a full-ass stream. Okay, so you gotta, like... You gotta, like, get the thing. This is gonna be really hard to do. I don't know if you can tell, but this level's hard. And it's 30 seconds as a timer. I honestly don't know, like, how you get enough like, height to get up there. Frog Suit is pretty good as far as power-ups go. I agree with that. Have you ever seen Tropic Thunder? I don't remember. I think so? Maybe. It's like a genuine action movie. It's not like a parody of action, right? It's not like a parody of an action movie. Is that right? If it's a parody, I haven't seen that. But I think I have seen a lot of the, It had Jack Black? I don't think so, then. Name kind of makes me think of, like, Commando and movies like that. That's kind of what I was thinking. And, I don't think so, then, no. I think we need enough height from the frog to, like, jump out of the water. We're not gonna get it, like, time-wise, but maybe we should just test before we, run out of this final life. See you later, living in Colorado. Y'all have a good one. Yeah, you can really do a really high jump out of the water. So, need to do a really high jump. Hold the button down. Dang it. A water-based shell jump is something I've never seen before. So, unfortunately, it took me more tries than we had to really get the hang of it. But, that's cool. I think this level is neat. And also, like, you know, with the timer being so tight, like, once you figure it out, like, you gotta be... You know, everything I figure out is just a step closer to the end, right? So, like, we're maybe closer on this one than we are with, like, previous, you know, the other hard levels of this creator. Like, we're probably closer here than we are maybe with Rowdy Pipers. I'm not sure about that. This one is a 30-second level, whereas this one is a, what's the world record here? 1.5 minutes. So it's like 3 times as long. It's debatable. What time are you starting tomorrow? 4 p.m. is the time of the Mario Galaxy stream. And sub goal is open for that, and also it's based on active subs. So we currently have three subs towards the first of the incentives, and there's incentives every five subs. Basically adds a playthrough for me to do on Tuesdays. Whole bunch of them. I'll show those again real fast. Also, I'll hit dismiss and bring up the next person whilst showing off those incentives again. So yeah, the birthday stream is tomorrow. Here's all the promos for that. The next level, by the way, is Small Magic. Small Magic, we've just said the frog power-up is the best power-up. Excellent. Have a look at all those lovely incentives. I'll say I already have to play Conquer Bad Fur Day. So, like, at 10 subs, I add a second Conquer to the list of playthroughs. I feel like Conquer is going to be a good playthrough. I feel like Conquer is going to be... I'm really excited for the Conquer in particular because I feel like, you know, people who know Conquer, it's like, okay, how's this going to hold up? People who don't know Conquer, it's like, oh boy, buddy, you're in for something if you don't know Conquer. Check out... Eventually, when we do one or the other, Live or Reloaded or Bad Fur Day, you know, whichever comes up first, it's random, you see. The gimmick is that the playthroughs happen in random order, and we're down to 2 left now, but we can add a bunch in the sub-incentives now, you know, during the birthday streams. Whichever comes out first, you know, I think we're gonna be in for something, you know. I think we're gonna be in for a hell of a thing. Also, Donkey Kong 64. That's one that, you know, I'll say I've never actually finished Donkey Kong 64 as a kid, like vanilla style. Like, I've done the randomizer a bunch of times and finished that, you know, with you know, various settings. But I've never actually gotten like the hundreds of golden bananas you need. And also the Rareware and Nintendo tokens. It was the Nintendo token that gave me the slip because I always struggled with, I never could beat Donkey Kong, the original Donkey Kong arcade. And I tried using a Game Shark code to do it as a kid, and that borked my save file so I couldn't, like, actually finish it. So, I never actually finished Donkey Kong 64. For 20 subs, y'all can make that happen. You know? For 25, I'll play Tonker's Pocket Tales for the first time. Diddy Kong Racing and Banjo Pilot are both available at 30 and at 35. 2 of my favorite games of all time, but on their hardest modes. You know, no checkpoints, no DK barrels. Let's go. You know, that'll be a fun thing if it gets met. And I'll have that be the finale, you know. I'll fix that, you know. The rest of them will be random order, but if those 2 get hit... That makes the finale for the Rareware playthrough series, I think. There's also a mystery game, which has yet to be disclosed. Let's play this level. Again, sub goal is active now. We will be active until the end of stream tomorrow. I will also count, you know, donations through other means. I still have that, like, PayPal thing, I think, where you can just donate directly. You can just use the subscription thing. You know, subscriptions are fine. I mean, I don't get all the money, but it's like, I think it's fun that people can have no ads for a while. I think the no ads part is really good. And, you know, I think people could really benefit from that. And also the other gimmicks that we do with the, skipping the line and the instant refresh. More people having access to that is a good thing. Oh, also, of course, I don't think we'll get all the way up to 50, but if we got all the way up to 50, goddamn, you know, that would unlock Sonic 06, and, what am I doing? Sonic 06 is like one of the worst games of all time, and, I bought it for the extra live stream, and didn't play that much of it during that stream on account of it wasn't incentive then shit. Being really... How the hell is this level kicking our ass this badly? What the hell? This is... It even has a moon to, like, clear out enemies for you if you get really flustered and, you know, in a tough place. It's just one squid. How did one squid work me so badly? We're out of lives. What the fuck? That was the worst throw in a while. What the fuck? This is a 6% clear rate. I should be able to do that in 5 lives. Well, actually, mathematically speaking, that is, you know, within expectations based on that math, but usually I do better on levels like that. What the fuck? It is a kind of difficult level, but not that difficult. Thank you for submitting Small Magic. I hope one day to take another crack at that. Keep in mind that I haven't finished that. If you want to submit it another time, another day, I will have to be more focused, I guess. Let me go ahead and hit dismiss and pull up the next. Let's go. Dragonstein 199 is up next. Dragonstein. Okay. You are up. Go ahead and confirm. Let me go ahead and, you know, do another card. I still have cards left. There's 6 levels left. Oh, I'm out of cards now. With that, this is the last one. Great. Okay. I'll have to find other topics to talk about for the next 5 levels. Cool. Good. Okay. I realized something obvious about one of the Subway logos. I don't know if you noticed this before. I just noticed it the other day. I was at Subway. I was eating fresh. You know, I was actually waiting to eat fresh. Waiting to take... Hey, it's a sub from Neku64. Hell yeah, that's 2 subs. Oh, fuck yes. That means we have reached the first incentive for that whole gimmick. We first off, let me bring up the sub count and the sub counter thing and take that up to 5. Excellent. All right. We now have 5 subs, and that means based on the thing, whoopsie daisy. Based on, fuck, how do I get this up? Here we go. Based on this gimmick, we have now unlocked Donkey Kong Country Game Boy Color version, which is a version of Donkey Kong Country I've never actually played, by the way. I don't know if it's a good port. I don't know if it's just like Donkey Kong Land, but the layouts are exactly the same as Donkey Kong Country. I have no idea. I've never actually played it. So, that'll be fun. That'll probably be a one-off. You know, I'm really good at Donkey Kong Country. It'll probably take me 1 stream to go through it, even in a form I've never played before. But, you know, look forward to that. That's on the table. That's added to the random rare playthrough gimmick thing. Thank you. And Rockport T, Lord Bowser, enjoy those subs. Lord Bowser, I think this is maybe the first time you have ended up with a sub. I'm very happy to see it. I think, you know, far be it for me to comment on, like, where Twitch, you know, who the subs are given to, you know. Any viewer is good enough to get a sub gifted to them. But I've always thought, low-key, like, Lord Bowser should have a sub now and again. Lord Bowser, you know, all y'all regulars, you know, I would love all y'all to have subs, you know, all y'all regular ass folks. I love it. I love to see it. Sorry, got a little bit derailed there. Hello, Lolly, Lo-I, how you doing? The queue is currently closed, but let me know if you want to submit one, and I can reopen it for you. Just let me know, and I'll do it for you. What the fuck was I saying? Okay, let me restart my fucking anecdote, because I totally got thrown off by that wonderful sub gift right there. Okay, let me facilitate you. Here you go. Light open for you. It's open. Here you go. Light open. Go ahead and get one in, and I'll close it right up faster. After. I was at the Subway. I was waiting to eat fresh. I was waiting to order, and then, you know, thereafter eat fresh. And I was looking at the big logo on the wall, this one, that was like, you know, sort of lit up a little bit. And I was looking at it, and I realized, wait a minute, there's an S in there. There's an S in the middle of the logo, like the name of the restaurant, Subway. Subway starts with an S, and sure enough, there's an S in the logo. What the hell? Never seen that before. Never noticed that before. Is that something that like, you know, is that comparable to like the FedEx era where like it's a common thing for people not to ever see and notice and just go one day, oh crap, it's been there the whole time. That's really clever. Whereas like, is this just like even more obvious than that? I knew about the FedEx X, the FedEx Arrow, didn't know about the Subway S. I don't know. Let me know if I'm, like, alone in this. Please. It is shaped like an S. You are right. Maybe I should have noticed it earlier. You gotta do exclamation point add. Lo-I. Exclamation point add, and then your code. Look at the pinned message. Or hell, let me just, here you go. Here's the how to submit. There you go, there you go. Is it that obvious? It's pretty obvious, isn't it? It's... Somehow, I noticed it later than this. Whatever. I just wanted to share that because I thought it was funny. And I really wanted to know if anyone else was just realizing this, you know? If anyone else was having their Phoenix Down moments. Phoenix Down moment. Is that like something that's in the common parlance, or is that just a giant bomb only in giant bomb communities, or is that like a common thing? Like 10 years ago on a podcast, giant bomb people were talking about Phoenix Down, and you know, someone went, "Oh, it's Phoenix Down! It's down from a phoenix." I thought it was just a random combination of words, and you know, from there on out, it was like a point of comparison, you know, a sudden realization of something that to some is quite obvious, you know. A Phoenix Down situation. My battery is low again. I need to plug this in between streams and when I'm not using it. I really, often forget to do that. Let's just, thank you for level Layoy. Let's just push our luck and see if we can go the distance. And Dragonstein, I don't think Dragonstein confirmed, so we're in sudden death. Which is what happens if someone is not present when their level comes up. It is my compromise between playing more levels and prioritizing the people who are present, which I think is fun. We're already a fourth of the way there, so that's nice. Maybe this level is not so hard. Let's hope. I'm hoping for not so hard, not so long. Oh, hang on. I thought... How do you get through... Oh, you go through the pipe. That's what you do. I could say something about the last thing that I said. about not so long, not so hard. But I'm gonna, this is a classy establishment. This is a classy establishment. I'm not gonna say nothing this week. In fact, usually you want the opposite. You want something that's really hard and really long. Well, there are times when you want something that's not so hard, you know? Like, when it's inconvenient, you know? You know that thing? This is still a thing, right? This is like a common thing in, like, culture, you know? The idea of, like, a math boner. People who get boners when doing math. That's like a thing, right? I don't think that was a thing for me. I'll say, for what it's worth. Like, you know... You know, no shade to anyone who did experience such things, you know, hey, you know, to each their own. The human body is a wonderful thing. Yes, this is a nice, that was a nice ghost room, you're right. I swear I've seen this level before. It seems very, familiar. And, looks like we'll be able to get the thing. Very nice. Anyway. I said this was a classy establishment. Y'all know. This is, it's alright. You know. Certainly it's cool, you know? It's a cool establishment. We have fun here. Y'all know this. I don't need to tell you. Solid level, Dragonstein. Thank you. We got through. Let's hit complete and keep things moving. What can I talk about now that I'm out of cards? There's a bunch of things that I could just, like, bring up. One thing, next up, oh, Dragonstein just said GG. This level has some extreme secrets. Thank you for confirming. Right after we finish your level. 06I is here, though, so, you know, we're good for that one. Excellent. The Toronto Maples Leafs choke jobs. I don't know that much about sports, so I can't talk to that. A thing I have been, like, curious about recently is those fucking... So, here's something that probably would have made a card in any other week, right? There was a whole business the other day on Blue Sky where, like, Tommy Tallarico apparently got on Blue Sky, and it was revealed that, like, he was blocking, like, a bunch of people, and, like, the list of people he was blocking was, like, a who's who of, like, you know, gaming industry people who were cool, like H-Bomber Guy, and, like, everyone on Giant Bomb except for Mike Minotti. And that was a funny thing, and it made me think about Tommy Tallarico and those H-Bomber Guy videos about the oof. And, that made me think about the Intellivision, Amico, which was a scam, retro console that Tommy Tallarico, who bought Intellivision like 5-10 years ago, somewhere in that range. He was doing like a scam console, like an Ouya or a Stadia, and he was doing one of those. And I was just thinking about that and just going like, God damn, you know, in the last few years, independent console situations like that have gone from being like scams, across the board scams, right? To being like legitimate products. You know, like, we've talked a lot about, like, I've talked a lot recently and looked a lot recently at all those retro consoles that they have, you know, especially in the handheld space. Like your Retroid Pocket Flip 2s, and your ones that are more like Game Boy shell-shaped, you know? There's a bunch of brands that make them, and they're all pretty reputable. You know, they make good products that people, like, do software expansions for over the time, you know? They do like fan firmwares for. And also, you know, it's funny to think back on that crap and go like, man, like, this used to be just like the purview of scam artists like Tommy Tallarico, allegedly. You know, this used to be the purview of scammers who have just like no plans to make a successful console piece of hardware. But now it's like I don't want to say democratized. Maybe that's not quite it, but it is such that like any like Chinese company can put together the resources to put together a really solid little device that can play basically anything. I think that's the main innovation that I can look to and point at, right? Like Stadia, Ouya, the Intellivision Amico. Those were all planning to be like individual, like bespoke pieces of hardware, right? Whereas like all these new things are just like, yeah, you put all your emulators on it and then load up the backup copies of all the games that you have. You know, load up your backup copies that you definitely dumped yourself. I can't wink for shit, can I? I don't know. I'm not a big winker. I'll say. I'm not a big winker, honestly. You know, dump all your checkpoint resets lives. Oh, good call. I missed that. Thank you for calling me out on that. Always good to let me know because hello! Totally breezed right past that. This is a cool ghost level. Ah. I'm really just impressed by all those things, you know? I recently was looking at like one of those clamshell Game Boy SP sized ones and was thinking like, oh, that can only handle up to N64 reliably. Okay, you know, maybe I wait a few years and maybe that gets up to GameCube. And then I saw like the Retroid Pocket Flip 2 and realized like, oh crap, that can handle game. It's more like a DS style sized handheld, and that can handle GameCube. That can handle some Wii U, and that can even handle like some Wii U, fuck. That can handle some Wii U and some that's a good chase, by the way. I like it. That can handle some Wii U games. Ah! Patience. 3 lives left. Don't screw this. Serious time. I'm really quite impressed looking at the Flip 2 and just realizing like, oh, you know what? I would like a slightly bigger screen. The DS form factor is really good. You know, honestly, I guess I would say like, maybe consider putting a second screen on that bad boy, and then you can literally do DS games, and literally do Wii U games, and then you got like the perfect DS-style handheld. Like a DS-sized indie handheld that can handle Wii U games, like that would be... I think that would be the tipping point for me where I would have to have that. Just as like, oh god! Chase continues. Oh wait, no it doesn't. Not really. Okay, good. I feel like I would have to have such a thing. Going in this direction, right? And I feel like they're almost there, and like, you know, give it a couple more years and like, yeah, no, you'll be able to basically do anything on like a $200 device. You know, anything short of Switch 2, pretty much. And that's just incredible. You know? And I think that would be a nice supplement to, you know, a nice supplement to a Switch 2. Then again, I'm sure, like, there's some maybe who would say, like, you know, you can just, like, hack your existing hardware. But I kind of just like the idea of a bespoke device, you know? And let's say, you know, I could hack... Let's say that I could hack my, like, let's say I could hack my Switch 1, you know? I don't need it anymore quite as much as I once did, you know, once I get a Switch 2. Let's say that I did hack it. It still has shitty Joy-Cons that don't snap in half the time, you know, that I'm really looking forward to replacing. You know, it still has, you know, it still has the risk that it'll drift sooner or later, you know? Like, yeah, I don't know, like, I feel like maybe it's time for this Switch to, the original Switch to retire and not get hacked into something else, you know? Like, I'm kind of annoyed by how when you push up on Joy-Con Switch, it sometimes goes like, hey, I lost connection, you're trying to use it solo Joy-Con mode. I'm just like, no, I'm not. This has been an issue for the entire last 7 years. Low-key, that's one of the things I'm most excited about Switch 2. That'll be fixed. The Joy-Cons will stay in place, and we'll never have to deal with that again. I asked the chat that previously, and people have said that that happens to them as well. And it happened to me on multiple Switches, so I'm sure it's just a Switch thing. That it's sometimes janky about that. Very good. Let me hit complete. Living in Colorado, you are up. I think living in Colorado had to bounce. So I'm gonna say that living in Colorado is probably had to leave a little bit ago. Just short of your level, Colorado. Well, it maybe was a bit ago that you had to leave, but you know, hey, let's do the level. Let's see what we got. If you're still here or just looking at chat, you can confirm. But otherwise, we'll make do with sudden death, and this will be good. We are hitting the 3-hour mark. Okay, well, you know, this is fixing to be a slightly shorter stream than usual, but not like that much shorter, I'll say. Maybe looking at 3.5 in total. That's fine. Hey, you know, a slightly longer. This is a fine length for a stream. 3.5 is really what I've always kind of wanted to go for, but you know, I'm not gonna. You know what? I'm gonna do you a service living in Colorado. I'm not gonna count that one. I should have reacted better. Damn it. Okay. Well, I gotta count that one. I should have realized I didn't need to wear it as a hat. Oh, you need to do that at a run. I mean, that's kind of obvious, really, but timing is really tight there. Living in Colorado, thank you for the level. Unfortunately, we didn't have enough tries to really do that much, go the distance, etc. There were some people who have subs. If anyone had a sub, they can instant refresh us and give us more tries if anyone wants to get us some more attempts on that. But, you know, if not, you know, it's up to y'all. Again, I'll say, subscribers can instant refresh anyone's level. Yours, another one's, anyone's. It's kind of a shame that Rox was after we did his level. You know, his gift subs came in. Not the best timing there, but what are you gonna do? Okay, I'm gonna hit. Let's keep it moving. Hit dismiss. Neko Gear 64. Just ask the question, will there be a Mario Maker 3? I believe that there will be. There was no update to Mario Maker 2 as part of the Switch 2 updates, or Switch 2 updates that they announced, which I don't think deconfirms an update. I think there will be some more updates as time goes on, over time, not at launch. But also, they might be trying to do a thing. What's that, Rock Party? Do you want me to do a couple more tries of the last level? You did an at there. I did just hit dismiss. Should I have waited a second before dismissing? I can pull up the previous level again and do another couple tries if that's what we need to do. Okay, you'll use mine. Okay, I'll make this small because we'll just double back real fast, and let's do this again. We'll do an instant refresh here. Perfect, good. There we go. We instantly refreshed back up to 7, and it sounded all fuzzy and fuzzly. I don't know how The one-up sound effect is weird when you hear it, like, several times in a row. I don't know what the deal is with that. Okay, we're learning. Is this a tight timer? I don't know, actually. I mean, no one's beaten it yet, so who knows, right? Land on this. Jump up there. This doesn't seem too hard. I mean, we are losing a lot of lives, but it seems just a little bit precise. Not terribly Oh, I see what we're supposed to do here. We're supposed to do the P switch, not land on the thing. I see now. My eyes are open. Okay, I recovered that. And now I can do this. Jump over here. Checkpoint? No. Wait, what? Oh, crap! There's a hole in the spikes that we were supposed to go up. Okay. I was wondering if, like, the on-off was backwards from God damn it, from what it should be, but I don't know that it necessarily was. Who could say? Damn it! I wasted those last 2 tries. That third to last try was extremely good, though. Thank you for the level. Colorado Springs. I thought that's really good. I feel like eventually someone will clear that. And, you know, I feel like if that was submitted, like, on a stream that had non-lightning round time, during non-lightning round time, I think with 12 minutes we'd be able to do that. But, you know, this is the lightning round. We even had an instant refresh in our favor. We weren't able to do it. Next up is Neko64, who did confirm. Who was here. Let's do it. Let's do the full tries. Sorry for the slight delay, but I hope you enjoyed seeing the level nonetheless, you know, seeing the extra of the previous level. I mean, fair is fair, you know. I gotta do what you know, subscribers want to do the thing, they do the thing. You know, I've been saying do the thing a lot this stream. It would make sense to have do this thing in, like, the name of the level or something. This code didn't work. Can you double check the code? Oh, that's a 5, not an S. They should really not have S's and 5s in the same code. Just saying. Let's do this. The clear rate's high. No need for bonus heads. Let's go. Hi, Pitch Shifter. How you doing? The queue is currently closed, but if you have one to get in, let me know and I can get one in for you. Or, you know, I can open the queue just for you. Just let me know and I will facilitate. Let me know when you're ready to submit, you know? If you've been here before, you might know how that all works. If you haven't, it's not that hard to listen to me and figure out. Up to you. It's always up to y'all, like, what levels we play. Okay, you have one. Here you go. Late open. Just you, or anyone else who, hasn't yet. Nice. It's been submitted. Go ahead and reclose the queue. Please tell me there's another sword around here? Are all the swords in invisible blocks, or... This is where it gets difficult. I can tell. Anyone can... Y'all know. We all know. Okay, well, that's the first try. Still one left. Oh, at the beginning. I could have gone to the beginning. Okay, yeah, right. Okay. Forgot about that. Okay, next time I'll do that. If it comes down to it. What else is going on? What else is there to talk about? If I have any cards that I thought about making into cards, I should do them. Oh, you know what? There was one thing that I thought about doing a card for, but then I didn't because, you know, I wanted to limit it to 12 cards for all the good it did. Stream length-wise. I've been watching the rehearsal and quite enjoying it as, you know, as you do, the rehearsal rules, you know? I've been thinking, I should really watch, Nathan For You. I never watched that back in, the days of, Comedy Central, when it was on Comedy Central. And, every clip I've seen of it on, like, YouTube seems really funny and good. And, you know, I'm sure on some level that's, like, cherry picking and all, but it seems like that show's really funny. I watched on YouTube the one clip of the guy who's just like, it's the clip from the episode where the scheme is, the plan is, Nathan Fielder, gas rebates. And he's talking to the guy, it's like, I made a lot of friends, including this one guy who was willing to drink pee. Anyone's pee. And the old guy at the gas station is like, I drink my grandson's pee. And Nathan Fielder is just like, what did you just say? What? I don't know what you're saying. Why would you drink your grandson's pee? I was scared. Why were you scared? That's just an amazing thing for someone to say, live on camera. Y'all know that bit? Is that bit like one of the best parts of Nathan For You? That I probably should watch that. I'll say I should watch that. It's high on my list after Korra. I guess I'll say. And I'm pretty sure it's like on streaming services that I have access to. You know. How do you like Walking the Bombs? That's cool. There's not that's a gimmick that you don't see used that much these days. I don't think I've seen that very often. Bomb walking. It's good. Let's go ahead and hit complete and bring up the next level. Thank you, NecoGear64. Axel is up next. Go ahead and confirm Axel in the YouTube chat. Go ahead and confirm. I'm always taking my headphones off halfway during streams, I'll say. Maybe I shouldn't, but sometimes, you know, after a couple hours, it gets a little, you know, I kind of want some air for my ears. Not that ears can breathe, but, you know, it gets a little stuffy in there. I don't know why, but it just feels good to, like, take them off for a minute. The headphones. Out of context, you know. That's a thing that you could say that is interesting out of context. This is an auto, looks like. Okay, let's just let it roll then. Okay. And Axel, if you want to confirm, you can, but you know, let's see if we can do it on the 2 lives that we got. What? What? That's an auto? It says spike. And to fall down the hole. I guess we go into the pipe. And don't let the spike get us. Okay. That's better. And also we get our 2 lives refreshed by the thing. It did tell us. It did tell us spike. So maybe we should have been ready for spike. But you know, is this an auto? This doesn't seem like an auto. I think maybe this is an auto. Still not an auto! Still not an auto! Let's check out this one and see if this one's an auto on the right-hand side. I bet this one's an auto. Yeah, this one looks like... None of them were autos. The tag on the level did say auto, to be clear. It did say auto. Let me show it. Look. Look. It says Auto Mario. Right there. Right there. It does also say it's an adventure in the troll cave. Okay, well, reading is hard. I read one part, should have read the other part. Good. Good. Should I give Axel a minute longer to confirm? Nah, let's keep things moving. I'm happy with our time with that level. I think that's gonna make an excellent YouTube short. Just 3 autos that aren't autos. That's just, mwah, that's beautiful. That's gonna be very funny. That was very funny, and it's gonna be very funny in short form as well. There's been a couple of really standout moments in this stream, I'll say. Some real banger-ass moments. There's banger moments every stream, but, you know, it's been especially hot this time. Thank you for the level, Axel. That was something. Naruto, you're up. Naruto, go ahead and confirm. Naruto. Naruto solos. Is there anything else I can bring up as, like, a thing to talk about? I could talk more about GameCube controllers. Yeah, I tried pre-ordering it and got one earlier this week. That was pretty much straightforward. It honestly didn't warrant a story earlier, and it doesn't warrant a story now. I mean, I'll say, like, I, you know, kind of went on, like, a lunch-type break, and I looked at my phone for a while, and I realized, like, yeah, this isn't working. Then I pulled it up on my laptop, and that worked, so I was able to pre-order smoothly. It's not important, though. That's in the past, and also, I bet I would have been able to get one. It seems like they sold out, like, at the end of day, on the day that they went up, like, Tuesday. Oh, was Naruto Solos the one that said pick a random level, not the Super World? Was that Naruto Solos? Naruto Solos also said to look up Tropic Thunder. I'll think about it. If it's on a streaming service that I, you know, have, I wouldn't mind seeing it, I guess, if it's good. What do I know? Let me see. Oh, yeah, it says pick a random level is what Naruto said a good while ago. I like the notches on the stick. Yeah, they're good notches. It's a good controller. I love the GameCube controller. It is, you know, one of the best of all time, let me say. Like, it's kind of a shame that, like, after the GameCube controller, everyone standardized on a diamond layout, right? Like, I kind of like the big A button and the 3 around the A button. It just, you know, there's sort of 3 in a row, plus 1 off to the side. You know, it's almost like a Nintendo 64 layout, or like a Genesis layout. Genesis? What are those? Those Sega systems with the 6 buttons. It's almost a little bit like that, except it's 4 of them. I also feel like, you know something I'll say about retro consoles. This is a don't move. This is an audio. Let's go do the audio then. We'll get an actual audio in. Let's go. One thing I'll say about retro consoles is I feel like the perfect layout would be 2 sticks, but get 6 buttons on the face. Get a 6-button face, I think. That's what I want. I want the 2 sticks, I want the D-pad, I want 6 face buttons. And that way we can do N64 games perfectly good. We can do Genesis games also perfectly good. And if we need additional menu buttons for, like, you know, Switch or GameCube or like later platforms, it's like, yeah, we have buttons on this thing that aren't on a Switch or not on a Wii U, so you can absolutely have a switch to gamepad button on there, map that to the black button, you know. Put them on and call them black and white, like in the original Xbox. I think it's time for those buttons to come back, at least in the retro handheld market, you know. if retro handhelds, one of the main things they gotta do is GameCube. GameCube needs more buttons. I gotta say it. It needs that specific loadout, and I think it doesn't harm anything else to add a black and a white button. You know, it doesn't harm anything else to add 2 extra buttons. And literally call them black and white. That's fine. I don't think Xbox would mind, honestly. What do you think? Would y'all like a black and white button back on a modern controller? Why not? I mean, I guess, why not? Like, there's not room on, like, a Switch controller to add 2 buttons like here and here, right? Like, there's not room for it, come to think of it. Come to examine the controller. Be awkward to fit them in. Still, though, I would like them. Be a little awkward ergonomically, I guess. You know, it's worth noting. But, like, man, I think that'd be cool. There's the new, there's like a Nintendo 64 analog classic controller that I have pre-ordered that hopefully will come out this year on time and not be, like, impacted by all the instability out there. Low-I, you are up. Low-I, you are up. Hey, pitch shifter. This wasn't Low-I's level, right? Yeah, that was the last. That was the last one. Low-I, please confirm. There's a analog N64 controller that has the 6 buttons in that layout, and I think just add a stick to that, and you're looking at the perfect controller for, like, all purposes. Maybe add those back buttons as well. I wonder with those back buttons. One thing I was thinking about with the back buttons. Oh, just say something, Low-I. Perfect, you're here. That's all I'm looking for. Anything at all. Confirm you're present, basically. The thing I'm wondering is that if I get the new Switch controller will have those back panels, right? Should I get like a Xbox Pro controller that you know, like the do they call it a Pro controller? The fancy Xbox controller that also has like back panels on it and is really expensive. Should I get one of those and have that be my Xbox controller and my PC controller so that I can also have those back panels on Xbox and the like? I wouldn't also mind a turbo controller, one that can do turbo, so that I can cheat at Canary Mary. I'll say, the last time I played Banjo-Tooie, you know, I did a stream of that like a year ago, and was able to somehow get through Canary Mary on like the 10th try, but I was playing that off-stream last year when it came out on Virtual Console, or on Nintendo 64 Online, and I was unable to get Canary Mary anywhere close to finished. It's a nightmare, Canary Mary. I really just want to cheat at Canary Mary. I don't want to fight Canary Mary ever again, honestly. I really don't like Canary Mary. For those who don't know, Canary Mary is a very hard jiggy at the end of Banjo-Tooie that basically requires you to tap as fast as humanly possible. Tap the A button as fast as humanly possible, and also, like, if you slow down at all, Canary Mary, like, rubber bands and beats you. So you sort of have to just, like, the gimmick for it is, the cheese is that you have to go really slow. And, like, this is a really good creative boss fight right here. You have to go really slow and, like, you know, meter yourself, and you have to go really slow and, meter your A button presses so that, fuck! Damn, that was good. We got 2 bosses in. You have to sort of meter your A button presses so that Canary Mary doesn't get ahead, nor doesn't, like, get too far behind, such that Canary Mary just, like, takes the lead out and just beats your ass. I don't know how, like, speedrunners and people who play that game all the time do Canary Mary deal with her. You know, I love Banjo-Tooie, and, like, you know, like, Banjo-Tooie would be Banjo-Tooie, Banjo-Kazooie. Those would be 2 of games that would be on the short list of games I would love to just do as, like, if I were to do speedruns, right? Banjo-Kazooie would be on that list of, like, okay, I'll speedrun Banjo-Kazooie. I'd speedrun Mario Odyssey. I'd speedrun Banjo-Tooie. But maybe I would just do the any percent because fuck Canary Mary. I cannot deal with her. Like, there's a limited amount of times that I can mash the A button that hard. Wait, what does this do? Oh, it wins the boss battle. Perfect. Okay, good. How many boss fights is this? I think go forward. I'm sweaty. What the hell is with the temperature right now in this apartment? Let me see. Take it 2 degrees lower, please. Thank you. Getting a little bit, I always feel that thermostats are really bad at measuring the temperature. I'll say, I think fuck! We were so far. We were so far. 9 boss fights? We were 3 boss fights in there. Oh my god. Well, you know, we got 3 tries left. Let's see what we can do. We're at the 3.5 hour mark, folks, and this is the second to last level. This will be an under 4 hour stream. It'll be funny if this doesn't end up any shorter than any other Mario Maker stream that I do any other week where there's not, where there is, you know, a round before the lightning round. I guess the lesson there is that, like, yeah, we need to, like, close the queue, like, an hour in if we want to end within, like, 3 hours. Which is a lesson I feel like I've learned multiple times, and I've just gone like, no, it's kind of unfair. I don't want to close the queue that early. That just feels so wrong, but... no. It's a good problem to have. It just means that we have a lot of, you know, a lot of people have levels to give me. And, I enjoy the levels that y'all have, and that y'all give me, so, you know, works out. There's a checkpoint after each 3? Excellent. Okay. Cool. We just have to get through the 3rd one. I didn't miss a power-up, did I? No, that's just for 50 coins. Okay, cool. What was I saying? I was saying some crap about, God, I forget what I was saying. Maybe I should prepare cards for the birthday stream tomorrow. I'll see if I can think of a whole slate of cards for tomorrow's stream. Things to talk about, if ever there's like a dull moment. I didn't have any planned, and I don't have, you know, any ready to go. I was thinking about raw dogging it, honestly, but maybe I don't raw dog it, and, and I just, you know, go in prepared with things to talk about. I could talk about cubing. 1 second. Let me grab something real fast. I am back. Just wanted to show off this these 2 cubes that I have for the first time in a bit. I've still been messing around with these cubes a fair bit, just like you know, scrambling them and solving them accordingly. This is a rainbow cube. Well, it's not a rainbow cube, that's not what it's called, but it's a sandwich cube with 5 layers in a rainbow-like pattern. Kind of fun to solve, different from a normal 5x5. And this is a Sudoku cube, but I don't know if it can be called that, since the thing is, like, you just need to get it into a checkerboard state, you know, like this, which is also nicely satisfying and pretty straightforward to do. Simpler than, like, a normal 4x4. Which I really like. I continue to mess around with those 2. I think that the former, you know, the Sudoku, I guess that's the later. The Sudoku cube was a really great purchase that I'm really glad that I made. And for the other one, the sandwich cube, I had to make that one by busting up 5 or like 4 regular 5x5s, and I'm so glad I did that because it's been quite a nice fun thing for the last, like, couple of weeks now. Just been screwing around with that and having a nice old good time. I continue to love cubing now and again. Enjoying a good, like, idle solve. It's something nice to do with my hands. You know, with the LASIK next week, I guess I could talk about the LASIK that's in a week's time. With the LASIK next week, I've been doing some, like, hot compress stuff on my eyes. You know, like, putting on a hot compress for several minutes at a time. And while I've been blindfolding, I've just been, like, doing random turns on like, a, one of these cubes to, like, scramble it and stuff. And, that just is nice to do. Keeps your hands busy. Kind of boring to just, like, be blindfolded and listening to a podcast or something without something to occupy the hands. I like having something, to mess with, you know? That's one of the reasons I love cubing. The cubing is great. It's a great thing to mess with when you're bored. You know, shuffle it up, solve it. Just do it again then. You know, start over. And a fresh puzzle, now again, that's not the same quite as the other puzzles that I have, is always a welcome distraction. I have no idea what I would do. Hey, we finally got through that third boss. I have no idea what I would do. You know. Checkpoint refreshes our lives. Wait, what is the clear rate here? Wait, if this clear rate is 0, then we need bonus heads because that's below 1%. We should, Waluigi heads, fantastic. That was a nice easy one. Okay, good. A couple more like that, and we'll be feeling pretty good. One doesn't seem so bad.
Oh no!
Timing. Well, whatever. This first one is so easy, might as well just have a second one that's just a little bit harder. That's not that much harder. What else is going on? What else can I talk about that I haven't talked about in a while? I'm excited for all my vacations coming up. That'll be nice. I'm definitely curious, like, looking at a calendar and just thinking, like, okay, well, when I go... One thing, okay, you know what? New topic. I got one. SGDQ. I was looking at the calendar for that and realizing, like, okay, so the weekend I'm, like, traveling... Damn it. The weekend I'm traveling is the weekend of SGDQ. So, like, SGDQ goes that whole week, and then the day that it ends is the day that I'm, like, traveling to New Jersey for vacation. So, you know, I think I'll be able to catch, like, the Deltarune run at the end, but, like, everything else on Saturday right out, I think. Or at least I'll catch some of it and probably donate during that. Well, let me zoom back in the camera a little bit, you know. I was looking at that marathon, looking at that schedule, figuring out, like, what games I want to donate during. I think, like, the thing I'm most excited for... I don't know if many new games really jump out. You know, there's a bunch that's like, okay, this is exciting, this is a game that I love, but I think it's probably been at previous SGDQs. So, like, you know, I'll give, like, a $5 during that. I'll give 10 if it's, like, a brand new thing that I'm happy that they're adding for the first time. And the one that I'm most curious about, just because it's such a fucking unknown quantity, is that the finale of SGDQ is Deltarune all chapters, which I will remind you, Deltarune chapters 3 and 4 come out in June, so they'll basically have a month to get the run down for the last 2 chapters. So that's really fun. That's really good. That, like, you know, I'll play through those next 2 chapters of Deltarune and probably have a wonderful time. This soonish. I wasted the mushroom there. That's not good. Dang it. There we go. Wait, I got this this guy. Can this do anything for me? I hit the guys. I can't. Maybe if I bounced higher, I could have hit him. But to what end? I don't think that would have done anything. My watch just buzzed, just vibrated. What do you want? What do you want? Is that the reminder about the stream title name? What was that?
Oh no!
There's no Grabass in Mario Wonder? Yeah, I remember that. There's no Grabass in Mario Wonder. I will do the thing. That is a good title for the VOD. I agree. Past self. Yes. There is no Grabass in Mario Wonder. This is known.
Oh no!
We got 3 lives left. Let's make them count. This isn't that hard, I'll say. It's just, you know, it's just long. It's just long, you know? A thing I kind of struggle with these boss fights is that you just, you know, it's kind of the same thing every time on a certain point, right? Like, you hit the guy, he spins for a bit, and it's like, okay, well, fought one boss like that, fought 100 bosses like that. You know, speaking of Wonder, which, is Wonder being run? I forget if Wonder is, I feel like if Wonder was being run, I would have had it on my, I would have marked it on my list of games to donate during. I don't know how long we're waiting for this to go through, but let's survive. Going really well.
Oh no!
Ah, that was a while. Hang on 1 second here. Let me see what I wrote down for like streams during the thing. Oops, I forgot to bring down the I just realized I forgot to bring down that like that sub tracker thing. My bad. It's in a place where the Twitch activity feed is covering it on my preview monitor. I would have noticed that if I had, you know, note to self, don't put the activity tracker there during the thing. I have written down Banjo-Kazooie on Sunday, as well as Avowed, Roller Coaster Tycoon and Blueprints on Monday, Sonic Adventure 2 on Tuesday. That sounds like an interesting run. It's like some sort of randomizer run with like the Knuckles gems, you know, Master Emerald shards, like across the whole game or something. I don't know. Odyssey on Wednesday. There is Odyssey. Not Wonder, though. Returns HD on Thursday. Neon White on Thursday. Zero Mission on Friday. Mario Maker 2 on Friday. And then on Saturday, I can probably catch Deltarune. And I'll give like a whole I'll give $20 during Deltarune because that's probably like the biggest new game during that, the SGDQ marathon. Hang on. Since I clicked on my sticky notes, they're above my, my thing. I need to just do some crap to get it good. Okay, it's good. We good? I always probably need to be careful when I'm clicking my mouse and I'm not looking at the PC screen, making sure I'm not, like, accidentally hitting stop stream. In fact, I do see a message now when I switch back to my PC that it says, exit OBS, are you sure? No. Do not exit OBS. You are right to do an error. I didn't mean to do that. good function. It's a good feature that they watch out for that.
Oh no!
Sha, we're down to 1 life, folks. We're on our last life. Let's make this count. And, you know, if we get through this, we can do the next 3, and we'll refresh back up to full. And that'll be nice. There's the first. The last one's the challenge. This one I've been able to get through. Although, it's not looking great.
Oh,
Indeed, there we go. There we have it. There you have it. Thank you for the level, Lioi. Thank you, thank you. Let me go ahead and hit dismiss, and we'll bring up the last level of the night. F indeed. Pitch Shifter, you are up. Pitch Shifter, you were just chatting before the last level. Go ahead and just say something more just to let me know you mean business. Let me know you're, on the ball and all. Let me know you're ready to go, and if you're not, it'll be sudden death, as you know. But you're like one of the last 2 submits, so ought to be good for it. Anyway, I'm excited for tomorrow. That's gonna be a fun stream. It's been a while since I played Galaxy 1 and 2. I think the last time I played them was when F, not L. The last time I played them was when 3D All-Stars came out, and, you know, it's been a fucking while, and those games are damn good. There was, like, Backlog just did, like, a, best games of all time thing, but for 2007, and Mario Galaxy is one of the games from 07. There you are, Pitch Shifter, so I'm just gonna... how many lives do we need? Is this, how's the clear rate? Let me check the clear rate real fast, and then we'll begin. I think my favorite game of that year was, not Mario Galaxy, it was Bioshock, and with, Picross DS as the runner-up, but Galaxy had to be, like, top 5, right? Who remembers? I mean, I think back then I literally wasn't doing a Game of the Year list, so it's all unofficial, you know? It's all after the fact. It's all just me looking back 10 years later and going like, I guess Bioshock? Bioshock was definitely the biggest, like, Xbox game of that first bit. Okay, we gotta jump out of the shell or else we're done. We're done, we're cooked. Don't soft jump there. We need to not bounce big off that guy because of the spikes. We're getting this. Progress. And it looks like so long as you're like jumping or not jumping at the right time, things figure themselves out. If you held down the right, you hold down right and then you end up in a little nook that's not the pipe and then you have to die. That's a good troll. I thought that, yeah, that got me. I basically beat it though, and you know, regardless of whether we beat it right now, right here, I will feel accomplished. That also makes the timing harder on the other end. When you, like, get past it, you have to immediately start moving to the side. Good trick. You got me. Dang, that was close. I bet you're happy, though. Your troll worked perfectly, and what more can you ask for during the lightning round? What more can you ask for? Let me go ahead and hit, dismiss. And, folks. that's gonna do it. Whoopsie daisy. Also, the green screen, I guess, was riding up a little bit. Whatever. Ignore the glimpse of green screen there. It's fine. Folks! That's gonna do it for tonight's stream. We went around 3.5 hours, a little bit more than 3.5 hours, which is a little bit more than I was looking to do, but it's like an hour less than we usually do, so I'll take it. I'm happy with that as a slightly shorter stream preceding tomorrow's stream, which I will remind y'all, and I will pull up the schedule to make this clear. Tomorrow's stream starts at 4 p.m. Central, and we'll be going late, probably like 8 to 10 hours. I'll be doing Mario Galaxy 1 and 2, switching games every 5 lives, and that is the birthday stream, so it will be my birthday. I do have a sub goal still ongoing, which I will show again. I do have docket. I do have this sub goal where it's incremental and will unlock more things as we go along. We have now unlocked the first one of those, Donkey Kong Country Game Boy Color. That has been unlocked. 5 more subs, and we will unlock Conquer Live and Reloaded. And I will have that in a pinned message during the Saturday stream, during tomorrow's stream. So like every time there's a new incentive in reach, you know, the next milestone will be in a pinned comment, so y'all will always know what y'all are subbing towards, what y'all are working towards at any given time. And I think that's a good way of doing it. I think that's going to be a good way of doing it. I also, again, will say I have this lovely sub tracker, which is very minimalist and not too obtrusive. You know, I kind of think like the basic Twitch tracker is a little bit ugly, you know, to just like have in the corner on your UI forever and ever, like for a whole stream. This I'm not as I'm happy with that just always being there. I think that's not bad. Anyway, that'll be a whole thing. That'll be tomorrow. That'll be, you know, the big stream of the season. Then, next week, next Tuesday, I will be trying out Mario Builder 64, which is like Mario Maker, but for Mario 64. Bliss Clark just subscribed for 1 month at tier 1. Where the fuck's the alerts? Come on, alerts. There it is! Fuck yeah! Is that behind my schedule stuff? No, it's in front of. Good, okay. That's the right order for it to be. Thank you a lot! We're now 6 subs. 6 and 4 until we unlock a second Conquer game. A second version of the same Conquer game for me to replay on stream. Cool, good. Lovely. I'll plug the battery. I'll plug this in after I end. Okay. Anywho, that's fun. Look for that tomorrow. Mario Builder will be happening on Mario Builder will be happening next Tuesday, and then I'm gonna be out for a while, for a week or so. I'm gonna be doing LASIK. Next Friday, no viewer level stream. The week after, viewer levels return, and that'll also be the first post-LASIK stream. I'm gonna, like, take it easy after I get LASIK, you know, I'm gonna, like, take the whole week to relax. Unless I have a really good idea or a really bad idea for a stream. We'll see. Then shortly after that, the Nintendo Switch 2 will be coming out, so a lot of stuff to look forward to. I'm gonna get my eyes lasered. That'll be fun. You know, I've been sitting next to this bag of ground flaxseed, which the doctor told me I should eat as a supplement to prepare for the LASIK, and I haven't even mentioned it this whole time. I can always find things to talk about if I think hard enough, I'll say. Let me send the Twitch people somewhere. Let me send y'all somewhere. Dan Reichert's doing a stream. Do we have enough to send you there? I don't think so. He has, like, usually a minimum that is required to do a raid. Yeah, I'll send you somewhere else. Is Minotti doing a stream? I can send you to Mike Minotti. Is Minotti doing a stream? Who's doing a stream right now? Let me look on my list. I am thinking, let's go. Let's see now. Dink Parker is playing. I'm not familiar with Dirk Parker, but let me see. You just subbed, so... another viewer level streamer. I'll send you over there. That sounds good. Hey, that's a good idea. Let's do that then. Sure. I'll send you over there. Good suggestion, Blizz Glock. A good raid on a Mario Maker streamer. That sounds good to me. I'll see you tomorrow for the birthday stream. Mario Builder 64 is next week, and then big old break. Regular viewer levels will resume in 2 weeks. That is all the details at this time. I thank you for your patience, and hope that you will enjoy the rest of your day. Y'all, have a good one. Take it easy. I'll see you tomorrow for the birthday stream, or Tuesday for the Mario Builder stream. Bye.